and some updates on yesterday's reviews. But Virgin Galactic was an interesting conversation, and I'm going to share with you my thoughts shortly. Okay, let's get straight into it. All the links you need are below in the video, the description of the video. If you want on my social media, please feel free. You can get that. Welcome everybody on TikTok. Let's welcome everybody into all our sources. So first of all, let's go into. I think we might be live on Instagram today. I just want to check that. Because there's been some really weird stuff going on my account with Instagram. Let me just check it a minute. I couldn't do it until I went live, so I have to sort of see what is happening here. Let me have a look. Unable to connect. Okay, so it's not connecting. That's fine then. Right, that answers that question. Right, let's welcome our guests this morning on Kick. First of all, welcome everybody in. Good morning, my Kicksters. How are you all this morning? Lovely to see you. We'll pop into Rumble as well. Welcome our guests on Rumble. Good morning to all of you. Quick hi all. That's just a commercial that's running on my channel. There we go. There we are on Rumble. Let me welcome in our guests on Twitch and X. Let me just refresh the screen so it's all there. While I'm waiting, I'll just go into Twitch. Welcome to all of you. Welcome to my guests on Facebook this morning, my Facebook page. We have a page and a group. Welcome to all of you. Thank you very much. And also X, welcome to all of you. Thank you. I'll answer all your questions in a minute on X. And lastly, LinkedIn as well. Welcome to all of you on LinkedIn. Okay, lovely stuff. Let me just give it a love. There we go. Just say hello to everybody. All right, good. Now then, as you can see, the portfolio has bounced back again. Very, very interesting stuff. No surprise. Did anybody sell out yesterday? Did anybody get fearful yesterday? It was a correction after an incredibly explosive month. If you remember, if I show you up at 22% on the month. In fact, it was over 30%. It's dropped back, but that was yesterday, and now it's all coming back again. Some of you messaged me overnight saying, I'm worried, is it all going down the toilet again? Should I get out? And all the rest of it. I didn't sell any shares. I was looking to buy some lower shares, but nothing went low enough. I nearly bought the S&P and Amazon with a 10,000 allocation, but I didn't. But anyway, my balance is 70,550, which is 71 because of the gold I took out. So we're a couple of grand off an all-time high with a big sell-off yesterday. Not of any concern whatsoever. Let's read all the comments, and we've got a Virgin Galactic event today happening. We've also got update on the Paris Hilton situation. We've also got some reviews to do. And so on and so forth. So let me read the first comment. Sincere Seals. There's some media things that show he is strong support of Virgin Galactic. Richard follows her on Instagram too. What is that? Sincere Seals. There are some media things that show he is a strong supporter of Virgin Galactic. Richard follows her on Instagram. Are you talking about Paris Hilton? Would be great for the publicity. She is a strong supporter. I think that's what you're talking about. Yes. Elvis Presley is here this morning. Lovely. Niels, good morning. Good day, sir. Jason Fallon, Australia. Morning, Zach Zay. I replied to your text this morning. Sorry for the delay. I'm a one-man operation, and I have thousands of emails a day now and texts and stuff. You are one of my friends, and I have replied to you. I will get round to your question and your wonderful offer very, very soon. Morning all. Let's hope the positive GDP print continues our good start to the day. Morning all. Francesco Santos. Hey everyone, maybe hit the like, be a sign of appreciation for the great cardigan. Christmas jumper. Yes. Just did. Said Sincere Seals. Hey Mike. afternoon, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Haven't been feeling very well. I've had a bad fruit. I haven't been feeling well. I've had a bad fruit. Well, Elvis Presley, of course, we are a family here. Even though you are not a member, we love supporting people. Feel better soon. Get well soon, Elvis. Everybody, copy and paste. Make somebody smile today. I know they're not a member of the family. They're a guest, but make them smile. I think I know who this person is. Get well, Elvis. Okay? Copy and paste. Every single person. We've got somebody in the channel not very well. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. There you go. All right? Okay. Good day. Paul Knowles. I was calling out for you yesterday, Paul. Paul Knowles, Fuel Energy. Did you see your review? Paul Knowles. Paul Knowles, Fuel Energy. Fuel Cell Energy. Let me give you your link and cross you off the list. Share. Copy link. Here we go. I did your premiere last night. Unfortunately, you wasn't in. It was a very popular premiere. What did it do? So in fact, I'll come to the main numbers in a minute. Did 271 just in the premiere. Very popular video. Thank you for your suggestion. Paul Knowles. Paul Knowles. Here is your video. If you want to promote it on YouTube, you simply do a super thanks if you want to under the video and it will promote it out. Here is your video. Paul Knowles, there is your video. Yes, was here for the whole thing. Thanks, I was here, mate. I didn't realize. I didn't see you there. But anyway, you have it. I can now take that off the list. It was a very popular one. Thank you. Is Pat M in the house? Pat M, are you here? Pat M, no, is Pat M here? I don't see you. R3A, are you here? I don't see you. Michelle, are you here? I don't see Michelle. Jonas, is Jonas here? I don't see Jonas. What about Church of Logic? If you are here and I couldn't see you, just come back and let me know. I've got your reviews for you. David Burrows is David Burrows. David Burrows, we're getting a massive push again this morning. David Burrows, I don't see him just yet. Okay, good morning from John Granfor's best YouTube channel in the world. David Barker, good morning from Western Kentucky. Good morning to you. Morning, Martin. Hope the $3 before the new year. Very likely. Wedbush raised Amazon to 210 from 180 this morning. Okay, let me have a look. Virgin Galactic's gone 7% up. Look at that. 254. Did anyone get any doubt? I saw a lot of people were fearful, and I've got a big Virgin Galactic video today to do. I've had a bad throat. There we go. Get well, Elvis. Thank you very much, says JP Rothschild. I'm watching instead of Meet Kevin. This is new. MN Preston. Welcome to you. Well, I'm glad, MN Preston, you've come on in. I am not a YouTuber. I am not Meet Kevin. I am the very, very opposite. I was voted by Elton John as the world piano man. This is my music channel. This is me as Elton, wearing Elton John's jacket when I did Candle in the Lion King, Phantom of the Opera, my Vegas showgirls. I do tributes for people. Recently, Matthew Perry from Friends. I did this for the family and friends. Tears in Heaven. I did Bobby Charlton, Songs for Israel and Gaza the War. I'm actually not a YouTuber. This is a TV channel. I'm not selling training programs. I share my real trades, my real money, and I go live up to 10 hours a day to prove to you my dedication to you, my live audience. It's not about me selling videos. 99% of what I do is going live. I'm not Meet Kevin. I'm not trying to sell videos. I'm not a YouTuber. I do all my reviews for free. I'm not sponsored by anyone to talk about my reviews. This is my real portfolio. I started from $5,000 and I'm now at 70,000, in fact 71, because we took 1,000 out for the convertible note, live on the show in front of everyone. We are surrounded by the most honest, real investors in the world. 95% of the retail investors on Virgin Galactic. I do meet the CEO, something that Meet Kevin cannot do. I interviewing those from the floor of the stocks of the New York Stock Exchange. They want to be on my show because it's real, it's live, it's not about selling videos. I'm not a YouTuber. I dedicate my life to this program. That's what I'm doing. So MN Preston, it's lovely to have you here. And Meet Kevin's very entertaining, but Meet Kevin is about Meet Kevin. This is about you. Get well, Elvis. Stay in the building, Elvis. Get well, mate. I love it. I love it. Everyone did it. Yes, was there, saw the whole thing. Paul Knowles. The premiere is what got me subscribed and got me here this morning over Meet Kevin. The premiere. What premiere was that? Was that the fuel cell review last night? Are you doing anything nice for Christmas? I am here with you every day, taking a look at space. It's been taking your blue pills again. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Yes, under the video. I'm loving it. That's my catchphrase. Have you got the mug for Christmas? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. If you are loving it, you like making money, you like making friends, and you know that Virgin Galactic is going to $100. There's my mug for Christmas, $100 Virgin Galactic. And there's my I'm loving it mug as well, just under the video. So I'm loving it. That's from John Granfords. Julian Torres, my wife's 88-year-old uncle fell yesterday morning. Ambulance took him to A&E. He's still sitting in a chair, in a queue, in a corridor. 30 hours later. That is terrible to hear. Terrible, terrible. Jojo, if you can get to your uncle, where he is sat right now at the hospital, get your phone out. Get me online and let me talk. Let me talk to him. All right? I'd love to talk to him. Get him on the show. Click on the little button. Let him call in. Let me talk to him and maybe do him a little song. All right? Anyway, cheers, Martin. Super thanks. You are very, very welcome. Are you doing anything nice for Christmas? Yeah, I'm with you guys. You convinced me. You are what I wish he was. Well, I'm afraid if you're a YouTuber and you came from a regular job and then you got famous on YouTube, then you are a YouTuber. However, I got famous years ago as the world piano man. I toured every country of the world for years. For 37 years, I've been touring. I've retired now. I do a few private functions for people, as you know, but I'm here to help people. It's a very different strategy. Very different. What a journey you've had since you started the channel. Indeed. Got an issue with a tooth. Made an appointment. Have to wait 6 months. This is unacceptable. Wow, terrible state of affairs. We need to fund the health service, but what we have today stinks. Get well soon, Jojo's uncle-in-law. Why Mullen? Okay, Mullen. Everyone's talking about Mullen. Let me explain what's going on with Mullen. Okay, Mullen had a reverse split this morning of 100 to 1. It's not up $8 or whatever you think it is. And at the moment, my account is showing nothing. I'm not really concerned about that. This is what happened. A 1 to 100 split. It's been delisted. And my money doesn't show there at all at the moment. I'm hoping it's going to come back because I don't have... I don't, it was rounded up. So anyway, we shall see what happens with this in the coming moments, but when the bell goes. He's okay. I was there earlier. Just a terrible state of affairs. It is. Still waiting for my Virgin mug office. Said, oops, sorry. Sent it to the wrong place. I'm guessing the dark side of the moon. John Grandforce. Moved to Canada. Best healthcare system in the world. Hi, Martin. You working for Virgin Galactic yet? No, I'm not. But I do have a very important Virgin Galactic announcement today. Mullen had another reverse split. Yes, 1 to 100. It's awful. The company's absolutely in dire straits. It was being delisted. I've said it many, many times. Health always is an important thing in the world. My wife paid for me to be a next-gen astronaut yesterday. So I'll be meeting with many different people via Zoom at Virgin Galactic starting in February. Very nice. Mark Saxby, I decided not to pay for that because I would like to get it for free. I'm talking to the investor relations, as you know, and Virgin Galactic. So I want that. But I don't want to pay for it. Anyway, that's my view on that. Anyway, I've done more for Virgin Galactic than Virgin Galactic has done for Virgin Galactic. So anyway, that's just my personal belief. I know that sounds a bit like, well, whatever, but you know, that's what I think anyway. Right. Now then, coming up in today's show, I have got a very important Virgin Galactic video to do. How many of you here feel you all got ripped off, duped, conned, taken advantage of by Richard Branson and Chamath? Anybody? So we're going to run a poll right now as part of a very special video and a reaction. Did they screw us over? So we're going to run a poll. And I'm going to do it like this. And we're going to do a special video reacting to a video that was made. And we're going to do it on today's show, live in the show. Okay. Yes, everyone in the UK has their accounts. I've got my account now. Yes, all my UK audience, you've all got, if you use my account, you've all got Robinhood today. Yep, you've all been accepted now. Just got to sign in and create the account. I have it. You're looking at it right on the screen. This is my US version. Right, let's go into here. And we're going to make a very special video. So SPCE. SPCE. Did Chamath and Branson take advantage of Virgin Galactic retail investors? Please vote and comment in poll. This is being shown live as part of a Virgin Galactic special reaction video. So, did Chamath and Branson take advantage of Virgin Galactic retail investors? Please vote and comment in poll. This is being shown live as part of a Virgin Galactic special reaction video. Join in live debate as we make the video. Okay, join the live debate as we make the video. So I'm going to put the link to this show where we are now here. Okay. It's going to be a very hot topic this morning. There is the video. And so I put SPCE, Virgin Galactic, and of course, Martyn Lucas Investor. Okay. And we'll just click rid of that in a minute. Okay. And we'll do the poll. Yes. Did Chamath and Branson take advantage of Virgin Galactic investors? Yes. No. Or undecided. Okay, because there's always somebody who doesn't have a clue. Which is fine. Undecided. Right, we'll run it for 7 days. There is the poll. Okay, let me post that now. Okay, let me give everyone the link to this because this is going to be part of a video today. Part of a live reaction video. I'm going to answer some very important questions. So, copy link. Here is the poll. Okay, there is the poll. And then I'll do it after I've done my reaction video as well. Okay, so I will jump into Kick, give you the poll. Let me just make sure Kick is working. There you go. There is the poll for X if you want to vote. There is Rumble if you want to vote. LinkedIn. There is the poll if you want to vote on this. And let me give it to my Facebook audience. Okay. And there you go. So now what I want to do is, let me copy that a minute. Okay. Put this into StockTwits. There we go. Be interested to see how you react after, if you change your opinion after I've made the reaction video. So that'll be interesting to see what you do. Now then, go back into here, StockTwits, in our X poll. Please vote and comment in X poll. This is being shown part of a live. Join the live debate as you make the video. Okay, X poll. There is the YouTube. There is the link. And let me get the link for it. 8 votes already. 62% of you feel that you were duped. Okay. Not going to tell you what I think yet. You'll have to wait and see. And we'll put that in there. Okay. Let me just put a line in between there. Make it well presented. Okay. I'm bullish on Virgin Galactic, of course. Okay. All right. Now, I'll be very interested to see what you all feel towards this. Profile. There it is. Right. So far, we have 8 votes, 62%. So I'm going to post it on X. Okay. and post it on Facebook. There you go. That's been done. That'll do for now. Right. We're going to bring that up there. We're going to come back to here. Good morning. My question is for the float shorted 21%. From your knowledge, why do you think only $10 if we get short squeeze? Only $10? I'm going to explain that in this video at Mad Max. I hope, and if I don't explain it fully, then come back to me. I was having a rant over NHS, but all okay, mate. Thanks. How about you? Ready for Christmas? Went to the pub with Virgin Galactic, Martyn Lucas to 100 and left with 6 ladies. Went to the pub with my Virgin Galactic Martyn Lucas to $100 and left with 6 ladies. What's that? Virgin Galactic beating the lawsuit can only be good for shareholders. Virgin Galactic beating the lawsuit can only be good for shareholders in the long run. If they did lose the lawsuit, wouldn't that damage the SP and risk a company being sold for scraps? Way to go, Niels. Morning, everyone. What's the Virgin Galactic details? Frivolous lawsuit, Martini Racer. I'm going to leave that there as a comment for the video. Frivolous. Not going to say what I think right yet. Not all left seeing my Mullen underwear, though. NHS is a shame. Let's have a look. The poll will make this poll makes me think they will buy. This poll makes me think they will buy shares. Only $10. I've been wearing Martyn hoodie for the last week in a recovery centre and talking with everybody about Virgin Galactic and Martyn show. There you go. Right. Why is Mullen $8? It's because it's reverse split. It's another Mullen scam and it's going straight back down. Be very, very careful. Mullen was about to be delisted. In fact, there's so much I've got to cover today. It's ridiculous. I can't do it all. Plus reviews. Right. Let's try and get through all this then. We've prepared the show. So, final call out this morning. Do we have Pat M in the chat? Pat M in the chat. Do we have R3? R3. No. Do we have Michelle? No. Do we have Jonas? These are your reviews just been done for you. Do we have Church of Logic? Do we have David Burrows? No, I can't see any of you. So if you are here, let me know. Right. We're going to get into the opening bell, and then we have a Virgin Galactic special to do. It's coming up in 15 minutes after the bell. I'll sell Mullen immediately. No, you can't. You won't make money on Mullen. Mullen's down. Mullen's not making any money. Why is everyone confused about Mullen? What's going on with everybody? Come on, everybody. Let me explain it. I don't know what's going on here. Why everyone's all excited about Mullen. Here we go. So 45 minutes. I'll just put this in as a quick video. 45. Mullen. David Baker. David Baker's here. No, I meant David Burrows. Hello, David Baker. Lovely to have you here. No, I made a video for David Burrows. I haven't made a video for you as yet. You're not a member. If you'd like to be a member, I can make a video for you, a full review. Anyway, Mullen. Let's bring everybody up to date. Please, not anybody be concerned about this. Flipping heck. Right, here we go. Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas Investor. Mullen, it's a disaster. It's a catastrophe. I can't be more use strong words on this. Dave Mitchery has destroyed several companies exactly the same way over and over again. We've reported on it many, many times. The markets are up. I'm up 30%. The studio is bright green. Everything is great. Mullen, however, is a disaster. But hang on. It was $8 this morning. What's going on? People are getting excited. They're saying Mullen's up $8. What's going on? Mullen is zero. Absolutely zero. What happened during the night? It was being delisted. I've made many videos telling you not Virgin Galactic, Mullen is a scam. I proved it. I've done loads of reviews, loads of videos on it. I've studied Dave Mitchery. It is the worst stock on the stock market. I don't know how it is allowed to exist. What happened during the night was this. It did another reverse split. What is a reverse split? Look, during the night, Mullen, reverse split 8 hours ago. 1 to 100. It's done this many, many times. Why? What is a reverse split? Well, it's the very opposite of a forward split. If you are a great company like Tesla, for example, and your stock price has grown and grown and grown, it's become too expensive for people to be able to options trade. Options trade is a contract of 100 shares of any stock. So if it becomes really expensive, you want to do what's called a forward split. So you get 10 for 1 or whatever. That way you can divide the stock by 10. It's exactly the same value. You've not gained any money. You've not made a profit. You just have 10 for 1. But Mullen is a reverse split, the opposite, 1 for 100. Now, in the case of a forward split, like Tesla, for example, when they did that, it allowed the stock price to seem cheaper. It's not cheaper. Psychologically, those that can't fractional share can buy the stock. Not everyone can fractional share like we can on Robinhood and other brokerages. Not everyone can, so it allows more to buy it. It's good. Also, those that want to do contract investing, options investing, get the option to buy a contract now, because now 100 shares of Tesla is maybe a tenth of the size. It allows people to get in and do options trading. However, when you reverse split, it's the very opposite of good news. It's the worst news. It's bad news. Why do they do it? Well, you have to be above $1 to remain on the index. Otherwise, you are delisted and you are over the counter. You don't exist. You are a pink slip. Like the Wolf of Wall Street. You don't exist on the New York Stock Exchange. You're on a pink slip. You are over the counter. You cannot be traded on the main index, which means your stock is worthless. Now, no one's seeing it. No one can access it and whatever. So, if a stock goes below $1 for a considerable time, the company have to apply to have their stock reversed. So in other words, 1 for 100. So 100 shares of Mullen is now worth 1. Make sense? It's a reverse split. So it looks good, right? Well, I had about $800 and now, they were $800. They went down to $88. And when it went to $8 a share, when it reverse split, I had about $8. And whatever. Okay, makes sense. So Mullen has gone down again despite this. So what we're going to see now, we're going to see Mullen go right back down to 20 cents again. And you go, well, that's okay because it was 20 cents before, whatever. No, you've now got 100 times less. You can't keep reverse splitting because ultimately you're going to end up with 1 share. The company's going to have 1 share. And it's the whole thing is a scam. I've said it repeatedly. Don't get excited. Now then, very, very important. Many of you woke up this morning, like me, going, I've lost all my money. It's all gone. Where is it gone? Let me explain what I mean. The market hasn't opened yet, so the reverse split hasn't kicked in. Even though it's showing on here, the market hasn't opened. It's not a 24-hour stock, remember. Until the market opens and it settles, it says, I have got no shares. None at all. 0. Where's my money gone? Mullen, where's my money? I've still got my money. It's not worth anything. It's worth about $80. Now it's worth about $70. But nevertheless, I do. Now, if you've woke up this morning and you're looking at your Robinhood, you know it's there, and I'll show you how you know it's there. If you go to your brokerage account, if I go to my brokerage account, this is not where I bought it. There is no history. There's no history. I didn't buy it here, so I don't have any shares. If I go to my Roth IRA, I've got no shares, but hang on, I have history. Reverse split. So it's all good. Calm down. You've got your stocks. They just haven't yet shown up because they have to reassign themselves to your portfolio. Your balance is still there, but it doesn't show the shares yet. Well, I had 88 shares, so I'm now going to have 0.8. I'm going to have 8. I beg your pardon. I'm going to have 8. So when the bell goes in 10 minutes, it should show after it's settled. It might not happen on the bell, but it should show that I will have 8 shares of Mullen. So I hope that makes sense to you. A lot of people like, where's my shares? What's going on? Mullen's gone up. Again, this should not come as a surprise to anybody. You shouldn't wake up this morning going, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on is the company is a scam. I've reported it on it many, many times. Dave Mitchery has done this many, many times to many, many companies, about 6 actually. And I've reported on them and studied it and all the rest of it. And they've done this to save the company, but it's not going to save it at all. It's going straight back down because look what's happened. Since it's split, it's going down again. It will do nothing but go down. So there we go. There's my update on Mullen. If you are in Mullen, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you agree with what I've just said, click above my head or down below in the description, and I'll put all the Mullen information on other videos over here and some real companies you can actually properly invest in and not go to the casino. Except this casino is rigged. It's the worst casino in the world. You can't possibly win with this one. Anyway, Mullen, don't be alarmed. You haven't lost your shares. You also haven't made any money either. And it's going straight back down to 0. Be careful. I've reported on this many, many times. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. All right, there's Mullen. Virgin Galactic special coming up. My portfolio up again today, consistently beating the market, consistently beating Warren Buffett, breaking records every day. Not a problem at all here. Let me read the comments. Tilray earnings are coming up. They are. We cover all the earnings. Fantastic, Mr. Lucas. As expected, the market switched its mode back to charming. Trade 212 works out, Crag. I have 22 average now. Can't be bothered selling it in case. Hello, everyone. Thanks, Jojo. I'm down heavy on fun and reverse split incoming soon. Yep. Funware's the same. Not worth selling unless you have enough to get out and invest elsewhere. Yeah, the stock context. Wish at a bad stock I was heavy on some years ago. Reverse split my phone 300 shares, taking my average to 2 to 89. Absolutely ludicrous. Took my loss. Absolutely. Mitchery is getting investigated, right? He's going to jail, in my opinion. More than likely. I cannot comment on that. So you're basically paying $8 for something worth cents. Correct. No. Niels, that's not what I'm saying. No. No, that's not what I'm saying. Mullen is at $7.49 a share. That's what a share is. It is worthless. It is rubbish. But no, $7.49 is worth $7.49. Your overall balance has changed. All that's happened is it's been divided by 100. Nothing. Your value hasn't changed. And if you don't believe me and you're unsure, now we're down at $7, down here at $7. If you look up here, it's changed the whole chart. Look, 330,000. Is Mullen worth $330,000? Of course it's not. It never was 330,000. It's been reverse split. I don't know. I think it's been 6 times, about seven or 8 times. So that's what it is in comparison to where it is today. Be very clear. Where it is today is in comparison, equal ratio to where it was there. It was never $330,000 a share. It's because it's split multiple times. There are less shares. That's all. Not more shares. They're not diluting, creating shares, which is a thing to raise money. They're reverse splitting the stock. It's very, very different. I hope everyone is really clear of what's going on here and not confused. Didn't sell any shares yesterday. If anything, I added another 100 shares. That's exactly right. Yeah, but one share is getting more worthless over and over again, right? The one share now is 100 shares from yesterday. Niels, no, you're misunderstanding me. One share has been split into 100. The value of your account is the same. It hasn't changed. If you had one share yesterday and it was worth $100, today you have 100 shares worth 1 cent each. So let me be clear. If yesterday you had one share at $100, at $1, you had one share at $1. Today you have 100 shares at 99 cents. It doesn't devalue the stock. It doesn't devalue your allocation. It's just you just have more shares worth less. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. It's done to keep the. It's done because you can't have a stock on the index on the New York Stock Exchange negative. You can't have it 0.00001 cent. It's not a crypto coin. It has to be at least $1 to be able to trade. That's all it is. But it's done this because the stock is going down. Now it's gone down. Now it's been reverse split. People can short it all over again. They couldn't short it anymore. When it was down at, I think it was 20 cents yesterday or whatever it was, or 12 cents or whatever it was yesterday. You couldn't make it any less. Whereas now you can short the stock again. All right. Anyway. No, Martin, it's a reverse split. I know it's a reverse split. Jojo. My Mullen is actually showing 0. That's correct because it hasn't populated your brokerage account. Mine is exactly the same, Buckaroony, and I've explained why. You haven't lost your money. And I'll show you again. People seem to be confused here. If you look on my brokerage account where I never bought Mullen, there's no stocks, there's no history. I never bought it on my brokerage. If I go to my Roth IRA, if you scroll down, there's no stocks yet because it hasn't populated, but there is my history. So I know it's here. There can't be history if it never existed. Okay? Kind of obvious, right? There is the split. It doesn't show on my brokerage. So you're right. It shows you have nothing because it hasn't populated yet. Okay? It hasn't populated yet. But the value you had yesterday will be exactly the same as it is today, as long as it doesn't go up, of course, or down. But where it is right now, when the bell goes in 2 minutes, will be exactly the same. It's a scam stock. It's rubbish. It's not worth anything. All right? Does that make sense? Oh man, this stuff makes one appreciate crypto a lot. Can't do any of this stuff on the blockchain. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. All new gent. Yes, you can. And I'll give you an exact example. A reverse split is exactly like putting more in circulation of a coin. So yes, you can do that on crypto. If we suddenly released another 21 million of Bitcoin, Bitcoin would go down in value because there's double the amount. So it's exactly the same. It would go down basically in half because we've doubled the circulation. So can this happen on the crypto market? Yes, it happens every day. With Bitcoin, no, it's 21 million fixed. But with lots of altcoins and scammy coins and meme coins, they can make as many as they want. And when they do, the circulation goes up, the value goes down. Nobody can ever create one more or less Bitcoin, no matter. That's very true. No one could do a Bitcoin. Good morning, all. I get that, but people are buying now and paying $8 for one of your 100. Correct. There are lots of people waking up this morning thinking that this is a good deal. The bell's about to go. It's why I've explained it. The sort of people that buy Mullen think it's a good deal. The people that buy Mullen think it's a good deal and they think they're getting rich today. Are they hellers like? They're about to get even poorer. 15 seconds to go. Here we go. So, I wouldn't worry about it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The bell has gone, and here we go. Are we in for another green day? Let's have a look at our stocks. And then we've got a big Virgin Galactic special coming up. Are you ready? Has everybody subscribed to the channel and tap the like button? Has everyone tapped the like button? Have you done that? We are the most honest, real, live YouTube channel in the world. We have the highest engagement rate of any channel on YouTube. That's official. 98% of our live viewers are members, more than any other channel on planet Earth. That is a fact. All right, let's go. What comments have we got here? Good morning, Crag. When for FFI reverse, it took 3 days to take effect. Correct. Basically, stay away from Mullen. Correct. Okay, here we go. Let's refresh the screen. Let's see if I've got any shares in Mullen. Still showing nothing. It will come back. Don't worry, you've got your money. Right, here we go. Let's talk about something real. My portfolio is up again today. No surprise at all. Consistently beating the market. Consistently. Warren Buffett. Here's my portfolio. There we go. We're going up again. 70,745, all from $5,000 live on the show. I've never shorted a stock and I've never done a single options trade. Virgin Galactic straight back up again. What happened yesterday? Institutions dumped it. That was it. Before the next rally, it hasn't broken trend. Everything is good. Look at it over the 3 months. You can see it. When it refreshes, that is. There we go. Look, see, the trend hasn't broken. The line hasn't broken. Everything is good. But more than that, more than charts, more than any of that nonsense, is the fact that we know who's buying it and why they're buying it. Fuel Cell is up today. Waiting for another dip. I've been trading it. Mullen, rubbish. It's going right back down again. Palantir, it's going up. Too expensive. Gold going up 40% next year. The S&P is going up. Amazon is up again today. Apple is going up again. Next Year Energy up. Enphase Energy going straight back up again. Coca-Cola up. J&J up. Kenvue up. Chevron up. Tesla up. Rivian up. It's a big day. McDonald's going up at 6% now. Google going up. Too expensive. Enphase Energy on the move. Yes, it is. It's a 3x. Doesn't matter. I've now got all free shares. Enphase Energy. These are all free shares. Free money I've made now. I can leave it there forever. Rivian going up, McDonald's going up, Google too expensive, Microsoft too expensive, Walmart up, Tesco, it's secular, wait for the dip. Tilray Brands, rubbish. They got the earnings coming up. They're not going to do well. I can guarantee you that. Robinhood, great. It's a 4x. It's in the UK today. Many have got your accounts today using my referral. IonQ, going up, too expensive. Rocket Lab, going up. Plug Power, up again. This is my hydrogen position, going straight back up again. Very, very nice indeed. Many of you dumped it. Big mistake, I told you not to. Rumble, rubbish. Funware, got no value in it at all now. Faraday, no value here. It's a lottery ticket though. Rio Tinto, great, it's our number one mine. Bitcoin is now 43, up today, 0.67. Polygon is up 1.3. XRP is up 0.43. It's a $7 coin. All right, okay, looking great. Fuel Cell, Hydro Hustler. Fuel Cell is looking good today. Yep, Fuel Cell is going up. I made a position yesterday. I've traded it a few times, moved money around, lowering the average, watching how the stock trades before I fully allocate my position. If you want to call into the show, members can call in live onto the show. You can be in here, in this space, live on the show. Right, we've got a big video to do this morning on Virgin Galactic. Let's see if everybody tapped the like button. Are you ready? Let me show you on the screen how many we got. We have the highest engagement rate of any channel on planet Earth. That's official. We now have 112 watching. Only 50% of you are signed in to Google. Only 50% of you are signed in. Are you ready? Have you all tapped the like button? Let's refresh it. So the most we can get is about 60 likes because 50% of you are not signed in. Our average rate is 99.5%. If you don't like my content, please tap the down like. I'm not here to sell videos. I'm not here to get you to subscribe. I'm here to build the best, most engaged, honest, real, live audience in the world. We are joined by CEOs, the world's biggest investors of Virgin Galactic, live from the New York Stock Exchange interviews, all of that. We're not after subscribers or likes. We're just after an engaged audience. Refresh in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do we have our 60? We've got 49 likes. We're nearly there. Nearly there. Nearly there. A lot of people are still not signed in to Google. Just the way it is. Thank you ever so much for all of you that tap the like button. I really do appreciate it. I've got a funny feeling it might go again. Let me just refresh it again. 49. No, stuck at 49. All right. Okay, now then. The portfolio is moving very, very quickly. Why? Well, it's very obvious why. We know why. We bought the undervalued stocks with good balance sheets. We studied it all. We shared the information with you on our Alpha Spread, the most advanced algorithmic software in the world, bar none. It's the most honest, real. No one pays me to do the reviews. All the information is AI technology. It's not biased in any way whatsoever. Fuel Cell, bouncing around, waiting for a dip to buy it again. Mullen, rubbish, going to zero. Palantir, too dear. Gold's going up. The S&P is going up. Amazon, we're waiting for the drop. We will buy it on the drop. We will start buying Amazon now. We've got some very, very good targets next year, but we're going to wait because it's not until January. I'm not buying Amazon. It's not that long to wait. Next era energy going up, Enphase going up. Our next era energy now, we're only 9% away. I haven't bought any more. I don't need to. I already own $9,000 over the two portfolios. That is overweighted, just like Enphase. You need to trim, bring it back into order. Coca-Cola, J&J, Kenvue, Chevron, right. Everything is great. We got a good day. So now we're going to do our Virgin Galactic special. This will go out as a video later on, but you can all take part in the video itself. So let's get ready for a very important video this morning. Let's have a quick look at where we are, what you're looking at. We've got 246 through the stream so far. 9,000 views across the stream. What's everyone searching for? You are searching, you're very interested in the Paris Hilton Virgin Galactic situation. We've got more information coming out on that soon as well. 13,072 subscribers. Welcome to all of you. Thank you very much. Right. Let me refresh that. Let's see if that's gone up from 49. Yeah, 58. There we go. 50% every day. They're the ones that are signed into Google. Right then. It's a Virgin Galactic special. Here it is. We're going to make now. In fact, what we're going to do, we're going to do a couple of reviews this morning after the Virgin Galactic live video. We're going to make it now. So we're going to go members only because I don't want trolls and I don't want bad information coming in, false information coming in, because we are joined by 95% of the world's retail investors and we don't want to pollute the conversation. So we're going members only. So only members can take part in this part of the video. Let me go and grab my coffee. It's just arrived. We're going to make a Virgin Galactic special reaction video. Thanks, Leah. Okay. Okay. It's a Virgin Galactic special. Let me line it up. Okay. This is going to be one of the most brutally honest Jojo S. That's funny. I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. Right. Okay. That's all right, Jojo. It's funny. Okay, we are in members only mode now. We are going to make a Virgin Galactic special. The most honest, real, hard-hitting video I've made. We're going to use, I'm going to react to a video and you can all take part. We are in members only mode, so only members can comment because I don't want any false information coming in. I don't want any nonsense. And because we are joined by some of the biggest investors in the world, they don't want nonsense either. So we are in members only mode. So you can comment during the making of this video if you want to. So here we go. Let me set it. It's 1 hour 10. SPCE. Right. Okay. David Burrows, right at the end of this video, I will be doing your review, which is Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Corporation. Okay, David Burrows, I will be doing your video right at the end of this. Virgin Galactic. This is the most honest, real, hard-hitting video I've ever made. It's being made during a live show. It's a reaction video to break down the truth about Chamath and Richard Branson. Were we duped? Were we conned by Richard Branson and Chamath? This is going to be a very strong video. It's being made during a live show in a reaction to what's being said online, particularly YouTube, at the moment. And I'm going to also do it alongside a live poll that you can take part in during the making of this video. And also my members, we are in members only mode, can comment. in the making of this video. In this video, you're going to learn everything you need to know and not need to know about Virgin Galactic. We're going to get to the bottom of whether we were duped by Chamath and whether we were conned to and lied to by Sir Richard Branson. I'm going to cover it all. It's going to be very, very honest. It's going to be brutal, and it's going to be very hard hitting to one individual on YouTube. He doesn't know this yet, but he's soon going to find out. Now then, full disclosure. You all know people are people. People are essentially selfish. People are essentially greedy. It's human nature, whether we like it or not. It's the way it is. People are taking care of their own self-interests. Sad thing to say, but it's true. However, nobody is more open and honest and qualified to talk on this subject than myself. And let me clarify what I'm about to say. I said to you 2.5 years ago, I would go live every single day, up to 10 hours a day, to prove to you that I am honest, real, genuine. Everything I say is to help people, not to make money on YouTube. I am not a YouTuber. I've explained this. I was voted as the world piano man. I've toured the world as an entertainer. I've made my fame and fortune. I now do this in the best live studio on YouTube to bring you a live show. And if I was doing this to make money, I would just make videos and maybe like Meet Kevin and Graham Stepan, I would maybe go live half an hour or maybe an hour a day just to engage with my audience. But I would essentially be making videos to make money. So I've done it to prove to you by going live all day like I do, I make about $4 to $5 on a live video. I clearly don't do it for the fame and fortune. I clearly don't do it for the money. I've proven that to you over and over again. I put my real money in. I'm in margin. I've explained my position. I've shared my position. I'm the only person I know on YouTube that shares his actual trades, his actual bank balance, all the time by being live. So I am qualified to say that I am the most open, honest person on YouTube TV, especially when it comes to Virgin Galactic. I study it all day long, and I am sharing with you my real trades and my real positions. However, it's come to my attention that many people feel they've been duped, lied to, and conned by Chamath and Sir Richard Branson. Now, right off the bat, I am not a fan or friend of anyone other than my viewers. My priority is to my audience, to build a live audience, not to sell videos, not to try and get people to subscribe to me. In fact, I often say every day, download the video if you don't like it. I don't care whether you subscribe to me or follow me. I couldn't care less. I am trying to build the most honest channel on YouTube TV, and that's what we've achieved. We're also surrounded by 95% of the world's retail investors that follow our channel, and they want the real information. They don't want the rubbish and the nonsense. Now then, this is being made during a live video, and I'm about to react to a video that was made on YouTube. This is the poll we are running, and the question I'm asking you, I will ask it again at the end of this video on another poll. The question I'm asking you is, did Chamath and Branson take advantage of Virgin Galactic retail investors? Please vote and comment in the poll. This is being shown live as part of a Virgin Galactic special reaction video. Join the debate, which is this video right now, and you can be part of it. If you do a super chat, it will read your comments out on the screen. So you can have your comments put into this video. And so far, 26 people have voted, and 50% have said, yes, we were duped and lied to, and 3% don't know, and 46% say no. However, when you listen to this video, you would believe that retail investors feel they've been lied to. What you're about to hear is an example of false information, with the greatest respect to this person, but I'm sorry, I'm going to tell the truth. Someone who's trying to sell a video, someone who's trying to get subscribers, a YouTuber. I do not sell videos. Never have, never will. That's not what we're about. Let's get in to this reaction video. Are you ready? So I'm doing this live, unlike the person that made this, who edited it 100 times. I'm doing this live, so it won't be clean and perfect. It's not intended to be. It's intended to be a real reaction with your live comments in the chat. If you comment to this, then it'll be shown on the video. So this is the video. Now then, I'm going to play it for you right now. This was on a YouTube channel, Dave G Investing. Dave G made this video, and he's a small YouTuber, but he's growing. I used to be 3,000 subscribers. He's growing. He wants to grow on YouTube, but he's not live all day like me. He doesn't know the people that I know at Virgin Galactic. He doesn't have all the retail investors. He doesn't rank #1, but he wants to, obviously. He's on YouTube making YouTube videos, not going live all day. And he has made this video, did Chamath and Branson take advantage of Virgin Galactic? I have shown you many, many times that people, Meet Kevin does it all the time. Graham Stepan does it all the time. They make negative videos because negative videos sell. It gets you to watch. It makes them money. Going live all day, giving up my valuable time doesn't make me money, but at least you know it's truthful. So I'm going to now react to this video, and you're going to learn everything you need to know about Virgin Galactic. Everything. Are you ready? I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to play this video, and we're going to react to it. Here we go.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Dave, and today I want to talk to you about an extremely important story in the space industry, in the world of investing in public space companies, and I think it's one that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. This is the story of two billionaires who likely need no introduction for most of you, Chamath Palihapitiya and Richard Branson. These two are both being sued for pocketing millions of dollars from selling Virgin Galactic shares while allegedly covering up problems and leaving retail investors like ourselves holding the bag. Now, this lawsuit has not been decided upon. The two very much deserve their day in court, innocent until proven guilty.
Absolutely. So we're all fully aware of the court case that is ongoing. Now, I will share with you, just to give some balance as we do this, one of our biggest retail investors in the world has joined me live on the show. He owns 460,000 shares of Virgin Galactic. And this was his comment about the lawsuit just some moments ago. Frivolous lawsuit. Ridiculous, nonsense. It's retail investors trying to have a go. I'm a retail investor. Martini Racer is one of the biggest retail investors in the world. Frivolous. That's an investor, a real successful, wealthy investor who thinks the lawsuit is frivolous. Let's move on and react to this video. It's going to get very strong in a minute.
And it's not for me to say today whether they behaved illegally or committed fraud. But what I will say is I think there was some unethical behavior going on here, and it really caused a lot of pain among the retail shareholder base, while these two billionaires did extremely well for themselves, a pattern that seems to repeat itself over and over again.
First of all, we need to understand that there are retail investors, that is you and I, regarded as just the everyday man, we have no power at all to move a stock. When we had the situation with GameStop, when it flew up, that was a very, very, very unique situation. Extremely rare. Extremely rare. 99 times out of 100, the retail investors have no opportunity to move a stock. Institutions, however, do. But one thing you need to note straight away, the language he's using here is the stock market is not a fan club. Unfortunately, institutions and Richard Branson and Chamath know that. But a lot of retail investors think it's a fan club, think they can have some power to change the world and join a fan club and have a say. You can't, and it's a waste of time even trying. Those that try always lose. And if you think the stock market is a nice, happy little place, it's not. It's brutal. It's full of manipulation and nonsense. Don't come into it and then moan if things don't go your way. It doesn't work like that. And you have no power as a retail investor anyway. Let's get into the video.
And one I think we should all strive to avoid in the future. Now I'd like to take you back to the beginning and tell you the story of how these two massive billionaires made a ton of money while retail investors lost everything. And in the case of Chamath,
I think it's quite clear at the moment you can appreciate retail investors versus the billionaire. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy was part of the GameStop situation. Let's beat the billionaires. If you surround yourself by wise, successful people, you'll become a wise, successful person. If you surround yourself with people that talk nonsense and have achieved nothing and have no discipline and structure, you will be exactly the same. So I don't like this constant, the billionaires and the retail investors. I'm a retail investor, but I have the mindset of a billionaire. So to get that clear straight.
This is not an isolated incident, but just one chapter in a story of many similar instances. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. It helps out so much with the channel. If you're already subscribed, it's very much appreciated. With that out of the way, let's dive into the murky story of Virgin Galactic's finances. The year is 2019, and Chamath Palihapitiya has emerged as something of a hero to everyday retail investors.
Right, number 1 point. Chamath never was, never will be a hero of mine. He is a businessman, a successful businessman. He's not my friend. He's not there to help me. He purely is a businessman. He's not a hero of mine whatsoever. So he's not a hero of the retail investors, the biggest, largest, most successful retail investors in the world. None of us, because I've had a conversation before I made this video, think Chamath is a folklore hero. None of us.
Like you and me. He has a wonderful rags to riches story of coming to North America as a refugee and building himself up into a billionaire. Not only that, but he regularly speaks extremely eloquently and persuasively on TV's most popular investing channels such as CNBC and Bloomberg. He has amassed a huge following of retail investors who are convinced he's the next Warren Buffett, and he's going to tell them.
No top retail investor thinks Chamath is the new Warren Buffett. Not one. I speak to all the top retail investors on Virgin Galactic. Not one thinks Chamath is the new Warren Buffett. Couldn't be further from the truth.
How they can get rich in the stock market. Richard Branson, meanwhile, has built a business empire with his Virgin Group and has even been knighted by the British Crown. Now, as you watch the story that follows, I want you to put yourself in the shoes of a young retail investor, someone who's extremely excited about the future of the space industry and the possibilities that it might allow, and someone who looks up very much to Chamath and believes in his story and thinks that he is the next Warren Buffett.
There's your first mistake. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be looking up to anyone thinking anyone's a hero. Warren Buffett included. Warren Buffett knows the stocks differently to you. Chamath is not your savior. Nobody is. And, you know, the first thing you need to do is educate yourself with stop looking at headlines and trying to find get rich quick schemes. That's not what Chamath's role was in bringing Virgin Galactic public.
Let's take a look at what happened when Virgin Galactic went public.
I think the profitability of this business is going to look as good as one of the best software companies around, and that's why I was so excited. You're in the business of hardware, but it looks like software, and that is very different than many of the other technology-oriented hardware companies that have gone public recently. So this is a business that at scale will have almost 70% operating margins, which is incredible. And the team that George has built that's been able to build something that is largely now de-risked and ready to commercialize and monetize. There is no way that I can win unless the stock goes up.
On a valuation basis, so you're at a pretty big multiple to even projected revenues for
that's actually not true. I would actually say it's the opposite. Look, we have a customer backlog of more than 600 people. It's more than $80 million of collected deposits already. These are customers from 60 plus countries of the world. There's another about 2,500 more people have expressed interest in becoming customers. That's the first 2 or 3 years of the business. And what the team has built, and this is what was amazing to me, is a business that actually has software-like margins. This thing looks like...
And I agree that Virgin Galactic is like that, the technology and what it does, I agree. Is it there yet? No. Have you got to have patience. Is he selling the stock? Well, yeah, he's optimistic. He's telling everybody it's going to be great. Well, find me a CNBC interviewer or interviewee who owns the stock doesn't tell you it's great. Why would you be buying a stock and investing in a stock and backing a stock if you thought it was rubbish? Of course you believe in it. Nothing wrong with that at all. That doesn't mean to say this is financial advice. You should go and buy it because Chamath says so. That's not it at all. If you follow that, more fool you. You've not done your own research.
A software business under the hood, even though it's flying people to space. So this is, I think, actually a really compelling risk reward. I mean, even taking a general step back, I think I've had a really good track record right now of being a little bit ahead of some big trends, whether it was the transition to Amazon, whether it was backing Bitcoin, things like Slack. And what I'll tell you is I generally don't put my own principal capital on the table unless I think there's a really compelling risk reward, and I'm doing that here.
You sounded like almost like you were talking about Tesla.
The market is enormous. I mean, and the amount of people who'd love to go to space is enormous. And once we've got a lot of spaceships, which the float will hopefully enable us to be able to build a lot of spaceships, the price will start coming down, and that will increase the market even more.
Another reason why I thought this was so interesting is that what Richard's team has built are technologies that eventually can be used in a hypersonic airplane. So what does that mean? That means if you're used to a 10-hour flight...
All of this is correct so far. There's nothing wrong here. What they're doing is they're simply talking about the stock. They're passionate about it. They're excited about it. They're putting the money in it. Nothing wrong there at all so far.
From Los Angeles to Tokyo or Los Angeles to Beijing, that becomes less than 2 hours. Now that alone, if you look at the ticketing revenue for that, in the airlines, that's $300 billion of revenue that should vaporize, because why would you not
wrong here, what they're doing.
Travel through a Virgin experience that's basically 1/5 the time? So profitability is projected right now in August of 2021, and that's where full year profitability will be. We're going to be starting commercial.
Now, of course, he's very optimistic about the timeline, the profitability timeline, and there's nothing wrong with that, of course. We'll come on to that later on in the video.
Commercial operations within a year from now, which is really exciting. So from a safety perspective, how do we know that this thing is going to be an incredibly safe experience? This is actually as safe or safer, frankly, than flying in a traditional airplane.
Now, it's certainly not hard to imagine a young, excitable investor, not unlike myself back then, hopping on the Virgin Galactic bandwagon. After watching videos like this of Chamath and Branson talking about how amazing the Virgin Galactic business is going to be, how the margins are going to...
I've got to stop you right there. You cannot see... you cannot use that information as inspiration to I'm going to get rich. This is not how the stock market works. There's so much I have to say. I'm going to give him a bit more time to say a few more words.
Going to be 70% plus and wanting to take part in this new space industry gold rush. Now let's watch a clip from back then where an interview tries to pin down Chamath a little bit on just how much he is receiving in this SPAC deal to take Virgin Galactic public, which he sort of sidesteps in the comments on the video that follow.
The reality is that I'm putting my own money, and what I'm trying to do is put my reputation forward and say...
You're getting no But what you just suggested was that you're getting no promote.
Let me explain what this is. And this is perfectly acceptable, and I would expect the same. If you are backing a company before it goes public, before it's proven itself, do you get a discount, pennies for the dollar on stocks? Yes. Should you? Yes. Of course you should. One, you're putting your money behind a company that hasn't done or achieved anything yet, and you're getting a discount. Let me point out, every single successful businessman who's ever bought a stock before it goes public has promote, has discounts, has cheaper shares than the retail investor who buys it afterwards. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not the big guy versus the little guy. It's how you become the big guy. If you surround yourself by silly people, you become a silly person. If you surround yourself by intelligent, successful people, you'll become an intelligent, successful person. It's perfectly acceptable for somebody who's backing a new business to get a better deal. So he should. So he should. I would expect exactly the same. If I'm coming into a business and I'm promoting it and I'm buying it before it even goes public, as I have just done. I have just a few days ago interviewed a CEO from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. I met him. I bought his company. I bought a gold mine. Many of you have done it with me before it IPOs. We have got a better deal. We have got a 25% discount on the stock, and we got an immediate 10% bonus. We are getting a better deal than everybody else who buys the stock when it pre-IPOs. Absolutely fact. Absolutely fact. So, is that right? Of course it's right. I have given our CEO, Jeff Boots, $1,000 of my money before the business goes public. I've backed a business which is currently private. So I've got a 25% discount and I have got a 10% benefit straight away. 35% better than anybody else that's going to get the IPO when it IPOs at the New York Stock Exchange. So I'm just like Chamath. I am getting a better deal. It's sour grapes. So stop making videos, go live, learn, meet people, and build yourself a better business than trying to go, oh, the big man's getting all the money and I'm getting no money. It's ridiculous. I am not Chamath's mate, never met him, don't care, but I'm telling you, that's how the world is. And it's right to be like that. This interviewer wants to make him look bad, just like the YouTuber wants to make him look bad because it gets ratings. Everybody wants to go, oh, this is all bad, and we're all getting stuffed over by the rich man. No, you're not. I would do exactly the same thing. Let's carry on.
No, that's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is that you have $16 million initially, plus $160 million on the back. Total. I've just told you what we own.
Correct.
So you're saying now that's going up to about $250 million right now, automatically?
Yeah, for example,
And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? He's not allowed to make money. These people don't like to see somebody making money. Good luck to him. I don't invest in the stock market to lose money. Let me tell you that. However, I don't try and create nonsense on YouTube to sell videos. I go live. I invest in myself, just like Chamath has done.
Open Door, the position that we have invested, so we put, I think, $12 million initially up front. another $155 million. I think that was $169 million we invested total. That's a 2.x on our invested capital. So what I'm trying to tell you, Andrew, is like, this is not some get rich quick scheme, at least for me, and hope.
Exactly. And at the very beginning of the video, our YouTuber said it's retail investors looking for a get rich quick scheme. I never, ever advocate that. And I've proven that many, many, many times. The stock market is not a way to get out of debt. Not a way to get rich. I started investing after I had no debt, after I had no car loan, after I had no mortgage. I'm already successful. I've already got what I need. I'm now investing for the future. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not a binky bonk crypto coin. This is an actual business, and this is a businessman, and this is how the market works.
Hopefully over time, what people see is there are high quality businesses, a high quality sponsor, and we're trying to do a thoughtful job.
So, as you saw in that clip, Chamath did not want to admit that he received many thousands of shares for pennies on the dollar.
Yes, he did. He told you he was going to make money. There's nothing wrong with getting a discount on the stock. Bloody hell, he should get a discount on the stock. I've just got a discount on a gold mine. Of course, he should get a discount on the stock. What are you talking about? You would expect the same if you'd made any money and wanted to invest in a new company, wouldn't you?
And if we take a look at the comment section here, the commenters all really took Chamath's side, saying it's so horrible for this mean interviewer to ask the billionaire about how much money he's getting on this deal. And
stop referring to him as a billionaire. If you act like that, he will get richer and you will get poorer. Be a billionaire yourself. His name is Chamath. He's not a billionaire. That's his title.
Really just coming to his defense. Surely after expressing such a strong conviction and belief in this company, the two investors are holding their shares to the present day, right?
Oh, now we're going to go on to he can't possibly sell it. How terrible that he actually made a profit so he can buy another business. Isn't that what you would do if you made a profit? Isn't that what you would do if you bought the stocks? We have got one of the world's biggest retail investors today in the show, watching me now make this video, with 460,000 shares. When it goes up 100%, which it will any day now, he's going to sell half his position and take his seed out. Is that wrong? No, he's an investor. That's what investors do. Unbelievable. We're going to catch him out now. We're going to catch him out. Chamath was lying to us. He's going to sell his stocks. So's Richard Branson. However, Richard Branson still owns 15% of the company, only second to one other person, an institution. Dear, oh dear. Let's carry on.
Major bust for Virgin Galactic shares sinking nearly 10% after Chairman Chamath Palihapitiya sold the rest of his personal stake in the company. Virgin Galactic falling nearly 27% this week.
Okay, so Chamath sold. He was the chair of the board of the company. He resigned, but surely Richard Branson, this was his baby. He's had it since the beginning. Surely he's still holding on to his shares, right?
Yes.
To watch specifically today, Virgin Galactic. A new securities filing showing that founder Sir Richard Branson and the four entities he controls, including Virgin Group, sold more than 5.5 million shares, worth about $150 million of the company's stock over the past few days. That sale coming just a month after Galactic chairman Chamath Palihapitiya sold his remaining personal stake. Nonetheless, you can see Virgin Galactic shares down about 11.5% right now.
Come on.
It's a conspiracy. They tried to get us to buy all the stock, and now the stock's gone up, and now they sold it. It's the big man. They've done it to me again. Oh, they made me buy the stock. They made me buy the stock, and then they dumped it. Let me be absolutely clear. I am making this video after buying the stock the first time because I didn't get in at the bottom. Because I didn't know anybody. I wasn't Chamath or Richard Branson. Now I do, because now I've bought a gold mine at the beginning, because I built a business. I've made contacts. I have grown. When I first bought Virgin Galactic, I bought it for $35. I'm down. I've lost money. I've got more reason to be upset than you. I've lost about $30,000. And looking at the fact you're sat on your stairs on a video rather than build a business like I have done. And remember, I started with zero and worked for a year and a half for free. You're not doing any live videos. You're making money on day one from your videos. I went live for a year and a half for free. I built a better studio than you, and I've lost $40,000 on $35,000 on Virgin Galactic. So I've got every reason to be really pissed with Chamath. Am I pissed with Chamath? No. Do I care what Chamath has done with his stocks? No. Did he sell them? Yes. Was he right to sell them? Yes, because he knew it was going down. What do you want him to do? Just sit around like you and end up with no money? What's the point of that?
Okay, but fine. Even if they needed to sell for other reasons, surely with the company set up as well as they claim, those margins looking to approach 80%, the fact that they're scheduled to go profitable by 2021, the fact that they say their vehicles are so extremely safe, even safer than an airplane, surely the retail investors who followed Chamath into this company and followed Branson are doing okay.
I didn't follow Chamath. I didn't follow Branson. I studied. I did the hard work. I'm not trying to make cheap little videos. I didn't follow anybody, and neither did any of the world's largest retail investors either.
Okay, even if those two sold a large portion of their shares.
It's very dramatic.
Well, Virgin Galactic scaling back their commercial space flights from Spaceport America in southern New Mexico. The space tourism company is also laying off about 100.
Right. I'm glad we've got to this part of the video. They're laying off. They're cutting costs. They're saving money. Why are they doing that? Not because of you making videos and trying to make some money for yourself. They did that because of what I achieved, what my viewers achieved. We built the number one channel for SPCE, Virgin Galactic. We spoke to the investor relations. We did a petition and we asked for them to cut costs. We did something about it. We got busy. We got active. We made a difference. And now the company is going to be profitable and it's going to $100. What is wrong with the stock? What is wrong with the company saving money, reducing waste, and improving its business? That's what we have done. That's what the company have done. That's not a bad thing.
185 employees, almost 20% of its workforce. Company leaders say they're making changes so they can focus on creating a new spacecraft, which is set to have more seats for passengers and fly more consistently.
Apparently not so much. The vehicle that was apparently extremely safe has had problems and many delays over and over again. The margins that were supposed to be so amazing are not.
Oh no, don't tell me. You know what? I need to be out of Virgin Galactic. He's right. They're a rocket company. They've had some problems. He's right there. I maybe need to sell my stocks. Hang on a minute. Elon Musk, SpaceX. How many ships has he blown up? How many rockets have been blown up? They seem to be doing okay. Tesla. How many failures did they have at the beginning? We nearly went bankrupt, but now they're the best-selling car in the world. Yeah. I think I'll sell my shares of Virgin Galactic. They've had some difficulties.
Not there. The company is burning hundreds of millions of dollars per quarter. The stock price, which did climb to extremely high levels, is now in the low single digits. Meanwhile, many retail investors are still hanging on, really believing in the thesis that they have been sold and wanting to be a part of the next great space company. Clearly, the two billionaires did really well for themselves, and the investors in many cases did not. But what have the two of them been up to in the meantime since this happened and since they sold their capital?
All kinds of bad stuff.
Well, for Branson, he actually spun off a second company from Virgin Galactic, which also SPAC'd to go public. This company was called Virgin Orbit, and its mission was to deliver
I know, because Virgin Orbit is just down the road from my house in Cornwall, and I went there and I saw what was going on, and we know why they failed. They ran out of money, and it was going to be rescued. We know, we had the calls into the show. We know who was buying it. Richard Branson stopped it to protect his investment. He did the right thing for him. We had an opportunity to get out of the stock. It popped on all the bad news, but I kept in hoping it would be saved. I knew what I was doing, and I did get some of my money out. I didn't get all of it out, but that was my decision to make. It's not a conspiracy theory.
Satellites to orbit using a rocket that was mounted on the wing of a modified Boeing 747 jet. Let's check in on how that company has done for its investors.
Richard Branson's Virgin Orbit, which designs rockets for launching small satellites, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the United States. The move comes after the company announced last week that it was laying off 675 employees, or 85% of the workforce. Its 21-metre rocket, launched from a Boeing 747 off the coast of Cornwall in the UK, failed to reach orbit in early January.
Yep, that's right. Virgin Orbit, which IPO'd at around $3.7 billion in value, finally went bankrupt, and it was sold off for parts for a measly $36 million. And I personally do know some investors who were holding at that point.
Yes, me. I lost some money on it. Not all of it. I lost some. Am I upset about it? No. It's part of investing. But what you've failed to mention is, yes, Richard Branson did lose. That company did fail. Richard Branson made money out of it, though, however, which he's now been able to put, or he could be able to put, into Virgin Galactic if he wanted to. But unfortunately, due to COVID, if you look at the whole story, the Virgin brand has been losing money. The Virgin Airlines have been losing money. What you've failed to mention, though, is all the other Virgin businesses, Virgin Airlines, Virgin Trains, Virgin Bank. They're all doing okay. They're not all bankrupt. Some of his businesses have gone bankrupt. Correct. One of my first business went bankrupt. Nothing wrong with that. It happens. But the thing is, when you go bankrupt, you learn from it. I learned from it. And since I went bankrupt, I've never lost money again. And I've always been successful after that. So yes, he did go bankrupt. Obviously, Virgin Orbit went bankrupt. Richard Branson didn't. But many of his other businesses, way more, have been very successful and are still thriving today. Virgin Orbit is very differently structured and financed than Virgin Galactic. Don't get the two confused and think, here we go again, he's going to take all my money. Not taking anybody's money. It's your money you're investing. It's your risk, not anybody else's.
And it was definitely not pretty for them. An extremely difficult situation for employees, shareholders, stakeholders, and the entire industry. One thing I will say for Richard Branson, though, in his favor, is that he did maintain a stake in the company and still owns shares up to today, something that can't be said for Chamath. And what has Chamath been up to in the meantime? Well,
Chamath doesn't have to own shares in Virgin Galactic just because he once did. There's nothing wrong with me selling all my shares in Virgin Galactic today. Even though I'm the number one person who talks about it, I am perfectly entitled to sell my shares. Sorry that you've obviously lost money, but
take a look. Polyhopatia went on to take 5 more companies public via SPAC before the boom ended abruptly last year. And while investors who followed him into some of his SPACs lost money, as did investors in many hundreds of other SPACs that materialized in 2020 and 2021 last year, many blame him for aggressively promoting his own interests, including during numerous...
Many blame him. The biggest retail investors in the world who invest, institutions, I can assure you, because I've spoken to some, and I've spoken to the CEOs, I have never heard anyone feel we blame Chamath for our investment mistakes. Not one.
CNBC appearances at the expense of less sophisticated investors. In February of 2021, in a report from Hindenburg Research, they said Clover Health, which recently went public.
Chamath is accused of misleading investors. Let's be absolutely clear. Like I've said, like I've proved, like you are doing right now, you are making videos, or they're selling press, selling news items on negative news. This is what people do. This is why you make videos and don't go live up to 10 hours a day and build your business like I have done. This is why I'm live right now, making this during a live video. When I could be making a video of it, I will post it as a video afterwards, because I might as well, because you've already watched it. But I'm doing it during a live video, so 99% of my viewers have already seen it. And I've for no money whatsoever. So I'm not selling anything here. They're all watching it during a live show. I'm getting no money on this at all. In fact, I'll make about $8 by the end of the day on my live videos.
Public via Chamath Palihapitiya's SPAC is under active investigation by the Department of Justice, something it says neither the company nor Palihapitiya disclosed to potential shareholders. Let's take a look at some videos from CNBC now as they discuss these outcomes of these SPACs.
Post-SPAC, which looks at after the deal has closed, how has the stock performed? Now, to be fair, many IPOs from the same vintage have not performed well either. But you're down over 60% if you bought. However, if you are...
That's very much the point. However, many companies over this period were down too. Admittedly, SPACs haven't traditionally done very well statistically. But we're clutching at headlines here. Oh, these SPACs are all down. However, other businesses are down as well. But we'll ignore that because we want to make SPACs look bad. SPACs haven't performed well. That is correct. But let's have some balance here. Let's have some actual balance here. Many businesses at the same time did the same sort of thing. So you've just admitted that yourself, really. Again, you're selling TV. You're selling TV.
Are Mr. Palihapitiya, well, you're not down 60% or even close.
Again, sour grapes. So what? The guy made money. So are you going to be upset if I make any money as well? Oh, Martyn Lucas makes money. He gets paid $8 a day on his YouTube videos. He's making money out of everybody losing money. Oh.
You're up big. And that, of course, is something we've talked about a lot as well. The promotes that many of the sponsors get for a fraction of the market value, obviously.
Oh, that is terrible. You get it as well. You are an investor yourself. And you obviously have connections, you know people like I do. Like I bought a gold mine last week, which is a discounted rate. I know you have discounted stocks yourself. How hypocritical of you to say, it's terrible, we're getting discounted stocks and then they're making money where the retail investor can't get it. You've done the same thing, as does everybody at CNBC, as does everybody on the New York Stock Exchange. You're talking absolute drivel.
That the investors are paying, either Class A or Class B and the warrants that go along with it. Here's a quick look, for example, at his SPACs that he backed that are out there in the current market. And we can take a look at some of them. Virgin Galactic, remember, he sold out of most of that. 10.5 million shares, it cost him less than $17,000.
I would...
Yeah. That's how it works. That's what a discount is. You've got the same. I've got the same.
Love for those same people to rewrite that article in 3 years and 5 years and see what it says.
What do you think it's going to say in 3 years or 5 years, Jim?
Yeah.
Now here comes. Here's what we need. What we need now is the voice of wisdom. We need Jim Cramer, who runs around a studio doing silly sound effects to get you to watch, to get everyone to phone in and shout "boya," because he wants the drama. He wants to appeal to those that have no brain cells. He wants to appeal to those that will phone in and shout and scream and get all excited and run around the studio and talk rubbish. He's the one who told you to get out of J&J when it's one of the best businesses in the world because he tried to drive it down. Here we go. Let's get the information we need. You're absolutely right. We need to hear from Jim Cramer. He's the man.
David, there was a fellow, he was kind of tangentially related to Wall Street. His name is P.T. Barnum. And there's a sucker born every minute. And the people who buy these SPACs, they're dealing with P.T. Barnum.
They're dealing with P.T. Barnum. Have you ever watched your show, Jim Cramer? You are a very smart, wise man. You know how the market works. You have bought discounted shares all of your life, and yet you're sitting there trying to appeal to the man on the street who's lost all his money because it sells videos, gets everyone to watch your show, and makes you feel important. And makes you and your TV channel money. You should be disgraced with yourself, disgusted. You know you do the same thing every day. And the very nature of your show is to appeal to those people who can be influenced by your nonsense. How ridiculous are you?
And I think it's okay to say, this whole idea of this is a stacked deck against people. I'm not calling it a fraud. Because
no, you can't call it fraud because it's not fraud and it's not a stacked deck at all. Because when Virgin Galactic goes up, which it will, which is why I bought it, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's investing. You know, I'm going to make money. I'm not gonna. There's no cards stacked against me. I'm up like 65%. What cards are stacked against me? When the price goes up, I make money. When it goes down, it goes down. There's no cards stacked against anyone. What a load of rubbish.
That's a technical term. I'm just saying that you've been fooled over and over again, and that the public should just not be fooled. For the most part, I'm going to say it, this is a rigged deal against the people who watch the show.
No, it's not a rigged deal. That's absolutely ridiculous. But you are, again, talking to the sort of people that will listen to your nonsense. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you get paid to do your broadcasts. I do mine for free, and if I'm lucky, I'll earn $10 a day. I prove that I'm honest by going live. You get paid to wind up the ignorant people that follow you and think that you know what you're talking about because it makes them feel part of your little club. Well, you get rich. You're doing exactly what Chamath's doing, but you're lying about it. Was Chamath told you what he's doing. I'm buying the stock. I'm selling the stock. No surprise.
Okay, so you'd think that after making out like a bandit, after doing so well for himself and telling all these retail investors he should invest in these companies.
He made out like a bandit. He bought a stock when it was down. He sold it when it was up. He made out like a bandit. Remember that every time we sell stocks, we're making out like bandits.
And they lost everything. Surely he's become a bit of a social pariah, right? Surely he doesn't have his fans anymore. Well, you'd be dead wrong. He's actually currently operating one of the most successful podcasts in the world called the All In Pod, where he talks investing with 3 of his buddies, and he still has an extremely wide following among the retail investor base, thanks to his extremely persuasive promote skills. Now,
Yeah. He's good at his job. You're damn right. He's good at his job. No one forces anyone to follow Chamath. And I'm going to make a prediction now. I'm going to make a prediction. The guy that you think is rubbish, I bet by the end of this video, he gets more subscribers and you get less. What do you think about that?
It was on an episode of the All In Pod that we did get this gem he dropped about his opinion on the Uyghur genocide in China. Now, I know this doesn't have to do with investing and investors specifically, but I still thought it was worth a look. Let's see what he said.
Let's be honest, nobody cares about what's happening to the Uyghurs, okay? You bring it up because you really care, and I think that's nice that you care. The rest of us don't care. I'm just telling you a very hard.
Wait, you're saying you personally don't care?
I'm telling you a very hard, ugly truth. Okay, of all the things that I care about, yes, it is below my line. Okay, of all the things that I care about, it is below my line.
Disappointing.
Yep, that's pretty rough. I know he did sort of.
It's pretty rough. Let me be absolutely clear. When I started out and I was getting all these trolls and I used to get upset by it, right? I didn't like it. People would attack me and say whatever. Well, guess what? Guess what? It's below my line as well now, because guess what? I now have thousands of emails a day, thousands of messages a day, lots of trolls talking rubbish, and I'm probably going to get lots of comments to this video, and I filter out the rubbish as well. I still try and do engage with everybody, but if I'm too busy, you're damn right, it's below my line. You know why? Because I've got more important things to do. You know why? Because I'm building a successful business. That's why. And Chamath cannot answer and deal with everything that's nonsense, like you.
walk back those comments afterwards, but it's hard to argue with what he said there about it just being below his line and not caring. Now, online, he's also gotten in several spats about his SPAC deals, investors complaining to him about their returns and how they didn't do well. I think that's a pretty justified complaint, in my opinion. Instead of apologizing to these investors who lost their money while he made millions, he said to, quote, stop playing the victim, and asked them why they didn't sell when he did.
Exactly.
I mean, come on. Let's look back at the time. He was saying that he was never going to sell. It was an extremely good business, and then he sold without telling people.
Let's be absolutely clear, folks. So there's no doubt at all. I have said publicly, live, every single day, for free, without making any money on these live videos. I have said, and I have done what I said. I will post what I am buying before I buy and what I'm selling as I'm selling it on my X account. I do it all the time. I don't have to, however, but I do. Very, very important. There's nothing wrong with Chamath selling and telling everybody he sold and saying you should have sold as well. It's irrelevant.
And even after he sold, he did come out and say that he didn't want to sell. He only sold because basically his accountants made him and he needed the money for other purposes, but he still really didn't want to sell. So in the context of those statements, I think it's very understandable why these people didn't sell when he did. We also had...
No, that makes no sense at all. Michael Cole-Glazier, the CEO of Virgin Galactic, every month sells shares, even when they're down. There are periodically automatic transactions done for tax reasons and so on and so forth. If you actually have a lot of money and you have a successful business, there's lots of reasons why you might trade your positions. Lots of reasons. Perfectly normal. It's not a conspiracy. It's not anything weird. It's completely public. Everyone knows you're doing it. It's not a magic trick. Nothing wrong with that.
Him on Twitter making fun of people who did criticize his handling of Virgin Galactic. Not the finest moment, in my opinion.
You can write what the hell you like. It's your X account. You can write. And if he was so unpopular and no one liked him, like you just said a few moments ago, more and more people are following him. So they seem to like it. Otherwise, they wouldn't follow him. I bet he's got more X accounts and more followers on his accounts than you do. So, yeah.
Now, finally, Chamath has also dipped his toe back into the space industry, making a big investment in the private company called Relativity Space. Let's take a look at what he said this past year on Relativity as they were working towards their first launch of the Terran 1 rocket.
Relativity Space has a huge... SpaceX is clearly just crushing on all cylinders. And they're really the only game in town with respect to launch capability. And if you just Google it, you'll see that the Europeans, have a hit or miss capability on launch. The Russians are completely unable to do launch now because of all of these sanctions. The private companies in New Zealand or the United States have also had fits and starts, really incapable. Relativity, which is now the second most highly valued space business, is about to do a launch in the third week of January. And the big difference between it and SpaceX, which is sort of why we did it, this is a early YC company. I did the Series A and kind of went along the whole way. They have 3D printed everything. And the reason why 3D printing is interesting is you take so if you think a rocket costs $5 billion if built by NASA, Elon was able to take that to 100 to 500 million. And if you 3D print everything, you can take that cost to like 5 to 50 million. And so it allows you to just have this repeatability and manufacturability. Now, SpaceX also has a lot of 3D printed parts, but Relativity is entirely 3D printed. It has a launch in 3 weeks, and we have a $10 billion order book that gets unlocked. If the rocket does not blow up, there's a $10 billion order book, and this company is now on a trajectory to be as valued as SpaceX.
Okay, so surely after that, the Terran 1 put Rocket Lab and everyone else to shame, right?
Is already retiring its smaller 3D printed rocket that just flew for the first time last month. instead focusing on a new heavy lift rocket called Terran R. The Terran R, which will be partially reusable but won't fly until 2026, already touts a $1.6 billion backlog.
No, it was canceled immediately afterwards, and not only that, the company ended up scaling back their plans for 3D printing, which was supposed to make manufacturing of rockets.
This is how the stock market works, mate. I'd love to have a beer with this guy. He's probably a very nice person. He's probably got a wife and 2 kids, and he works hard, whatever. He's probably a great person. However, this is a complete delusion of how the stock market works, how rich, successful businessmen operate, the whole world. I just want to put into balance. He's probably a great bloke, but he's very wrong, very delusional. I'd love him to be on my show and react to this video. Maybe you will. But we're clutching at straws here to try to make, well, Chamath's a bad guy. I mean, what are we trying to do? We know what he's trying to do. Trying to sell a video and get subscribers on Virgin Galactic. That's it. Would you subscribe to this?
It's 10x cheaper. However, they did come to realize that 3D printing of these large tanks and rocket bodies is actually not the most efficient way forward, and switched over to more traditional manufacturing methods for parts of their next-gen rocket. At this point, the company will not be flying its new Terran R rocket to 2026 or 2027. And by the way, they had originally been saying that rocket would be fully reusable, and now it will not. So apparently not so much, everyone else being incapable and Relativity being the only ones who are capable now, is it? Luckily for this one, it is still a private company, so investors were unable to pile in, but I would be worried.
So what was the point then? What was your point here suggesting it's another scam, but in fact, no one could buy it anyway? So I'm going to make him look even worse. He's doing it again. But except no one could buy the stock, so it's kind of irrelevant. I don't know why I put that in the video. I don't even know why I even covered it, but I thought I would. I wanted to give you literally every part of your video. We've got 3 minutes left to go. I'm playing it all. This is your words, not mine. You've used an example as an example of it's not even opportunity to con anybody anyway. So I don't really get the point of that.
Of investing in this company if and when they do go public. And as for that massive billions of dollars order book about to be unlocked, well, the launch was mostly successful, but the order book was most definitely not.
Mostly successful, or was it successful? What is it?
Unlocked. So, to wrap up the story, did Chamath and Richard Branson withhold information to investors selling on the back end? I don't know. We'll have to wait.
I do. I know the answer because I actually researched the stock. No, they didn't. Did they do anything wrong? No, they didn't. Was anything underhand? No. Was it a conspiracy? No. Was it the rich man trying to do over the retail investor? No. You, sir, need to educate yourself with the stock market. And my suggestion to you, and I don't give financial advice, was you shouldn't be investing on the stock market and you shouldn't be making YouTube videos either.
Wait till the courts decide that. Everyone deserves their day in court, and it's for the judge to decide, not me. It's possible they knew about some of these issues with the vehicle and the delays that would be coming. It's possible they knew that the margins would not be as good as they were predicting and that they were being extremely outrageous in some of their predictions. It's hard to say for sure, but what I can say is that I do think they behaved quite unethically, especially in the case of Chamath. In the case of Richard Branson, I'm a little bit inclined to give him a bit more leeway simply because he did still retain some ownership in his Virgin Galactic company and does, I believe, want it to succeed. Meanwhile, Chamath did liquidate his entire position and made a killing while the stock crashed. So much for him only making money if it goes up and only making money if the retail investors do make money. The whole situation was really a perfect storm of...
Well, he did make money when it went up. So much for him making money when it went up. Well, it did go up, and that's why he sold it.
success. We had low interest rates. We had a very frothy stock market and frothy environment. We had the meme stock craze really kicking off and network effects online exacerbating some of these moves in stocks.
Let's be absolutely clear why Virgin Galactic first popped to 60 or whatever it was, $65. Let me be absolutely no illusion. 100% the reason why Virgin Galactic popped is it was at the time of COVID when everybody was at home getting Robinhood, downloading an app. Suddenly people that have no idea what they're doing are buying stocks. Everybody wants to buy SpaceX, but they can't. So they look to Virgin Galactic. It looks very sexy. It looks very rock and roll. Richard Branson, all of that stuff. People have got stimulus checks, money they don't know what to do with. If you give a poor man $1 million, he'll end up with none. If you give a rich man $1 million, he'll turn it into 10. That's how it works. People started to buy Virgin Galactic. And we know that Wolf of Dubai did a YouTube video telling everybody how they're going to get rich and all that rubbish. Got nothing to do with Chamath or Richard Branson. It's got everything to do with yourself. Take responsibility for your own actions and your own greed and wanting to get rich doing nothing. A bit like you trying to make a YouTube video out of absolutely nothing.
And really, the thing that bothers me the most is saying one thing and doing something else, and saying it with such conviction and being so persuasive about it, then afterwards calling someone an idiot for not selling when you did. To me, it's just really unethical behavior from someone who...
Shall I call him an idiot? I'm not going to do that. You know why I'm not going to do that? I'll tell you why I'm not going to do that. Because right now I'm live on about 20 platforms. And if I use that word on TikTok, it actually thinks I'm being offensive. And I actually get my account suspended for a couple of days. So I ain't going to do it. But I'm going to think it though. If you're going to be in the stock market and you're going to invest, you've got to start thinking a little bit differently.
Who doesn't even really need the money, they're already a billionaire. So personally, I plan to stay...
Whoa. He doesn't need the money. That is the first thing that every poor man says. He's a billionaire, he should be better than this. He doesn't need the money. A billionaire doesn't look at it like that. Do you know what? I'm a billionaire now. I don't need the money. I just make silly decisions now because I'm a billionaire. I don't need the money. What a ridiculous statement to make. He doesn't need the money. Bothered.
Stay far away from any stocks that Chamath promotes in the future. And if I do look at them, I will have to look at them knowing that he probably got a much more attractive entry point than is available.
Yes, he will. And when my gold mine IPOs on the stock market, everybody will get a worse deal than me. That is a fact. That is a fact. I get the best deal. Let me make it clear. I made friends with the owner of the company. I had him on my show. I got a gold mine at a discounted price. Yes, I did. All right? That's how it works.
To the private investors, and he'll probably sell before telling investors, and even if he does sell, he'll just say, oh, he had to for other things, but he didn't want to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna invest anymore. I'm not going to invest anymore because I know that Elon Musk got Tesla cheaper than me. And and he might sell it and he might get rid of it. And I'm just a poor man. And he's a billionaire. He doesn't need the money anyway. Why does he keep doing this to me? It's not fair.
This is a pattern that I've seen over and over with him, not just with his SPACs, but with other companies as well, such as Tesla.
Tesla will double and triple again. Scott, I don't understand why people are so focused on selling things that work. Let's just, I'll make up a number. Let's just say I owned $1 billion of Tesla stock. If I sold it, now I have $1 billion problem. What do I do with that money?
What have I always said, folks? What have I always said over and over and over and over again? I play chess, not checkers. If I've got a stock and I'm going to sell it, What am I going to do with that money? Am I going to pay tax on that money when I sell it? Where does it go? What does it do? What is the point of selling something? Generally, most stocks that you own, if you bought the right companies, they go up in value over time. So why am I selling? Am I trimming for a reason? Am I doing a tax harvesting? Am I trying to reduce my allocation to balance my portfolio? Absolutely right. This guy who's going, he shouldn't have sold his stocks. He should keep his stocks forever, because he said he would. That's not how it works. You have to know why you're selling.
What about if it was 100 million? What about if it was just 10,000? 10 billion? It doesn't matter what the number is. The point is that when things are working, you're paid to stay with people that know what they're doing. And this is a guy who has consistently been one of the most important entrepreneurs in the world. And so why bet against him? When the music's on, you got to dance. And so these guys are dancing. They are in rhythm. They're in flow.
In a different company. You still have a sizable stock position in Tesla?
No.
You sold it?
Yeah.
When?
What do you mean you sold it? You said you wouldn't sell it. Now you sold it. This is great. They love this. They loved it. The day will come when I will be on CNBC, because I will give so much great content to these people. They'll have me on. They'll have me on because they will try to make me look silly. You're just a silly presenter. There's a billionaire, very successful, and you're trying to make him look silly.
Over the last few years, we've sort of, not last few years, like really in the last year or so.
Elon Musk sold Tesla. Elon Musk sold Tesla. He sleeps at the factory, at least he used to. So no one cares more about Tesla than Elon. Hang on a minute. Elon Musk sold his shares as well. Elon Musk is in conspiracy.
Great segment. Love this show.
Thank you very much. If anybody wants to do a super chat, we're coming up to the last minute of this video. Everybody super chat. Let's get all your comments on the screen. This is going to be my best ever video. I'm going to make more views and more money on this video than the guy who made it.
Particularly.
And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy Virgin Galactic shares with it.
The prices allowed me to, again.
Surprised to hear you say that after what you just said about the company.
Well, I don't have an infinite pool of capital.
Exactly. It's why I trimmed off the top for Enphase Energy. You said it was going up 3x. Why did you sell it? Tax losses, balance. I explained it why. Isn't that why you invest in the first place?
I'm myself. I don't raise funds. I can't go to other people.
Correct.
And so when I have these ideas, the money has to come from someplace.
Correct.
As for Sir Richard Branson, well, as I said, he's still involved with Virgin Galactic, and for the sake of the employees as well as the current shareholders of the company, I do wish them success, but...
Whoa. If you're going to spend an hour talking about how bad it all is, he owns about 15% of the business, only second to one institution. He's not just still in the company a little bit. Give the numbers. He's very much in with Virgin Galactic.
Personally, the situation is looking extremely grim to me. They are winding down their current spacecraft as they...
Whoa. They're not winding down their current spacecraft. The first spacecraft was a test craft to prove the concept. Now we are moving into a profitable business. This is a good thing. We're not scaling down, phasing it out, laying everybody off. It's all doom and gloom. Amazon have just fired some people. Meta have fired some people. Is Amazon going bankrupt? Is Meta going bankrupt? You're just lucky you haven't got anyone to fire because it's just you in your studio there.
They realize it just can't be flown profitably, switching their focus to the new Delta version, which will not be flying for a few years.
Whoa. It's not a few years. It's 2. 3 is a few. It's 2. And since you made this, and since they announced it was 2, it's more like 18 months. So it's a lot less than a few, which is 3. Be precise. It's half of what you just said.
Meanwhile, they've been burning hundreds of millions of dollars a quarter, so I will not be investing in this company either.
Oh no, don't tell me you're not investing in it. No, there's a guy on YouTube who's just said he's not investing in this stock. Now we're in trouble. Richard Branson's still in. Chamath is he's robbing everyone's money. And this guy isn't buying it. I'm selling all my shares of Virgin Galactic.
Personally, I do have a hard time seeing them make it, and the story is definitely not over. I will be watching the results of this lawsuit very carefully to see if there is a settlement or if we do find out some evidence that they did.
I will tell you what's going to happen. It'll be thrown out. There's no evidence. It's perfectly normal. Big companies are always in and out of court. People always want to sue somebody for something. They always want to have sour grapes and go, oi, your day in court. I'm not happy. You think for a second Richard Branson and Chamath are going to lose a court case about something they've done absolutely nothing wrong. I can save you the time. I'll tell you the result. Nothing. Zero. And guess what happens when it goes zero and there's no bad news comes out? The stocks will go up even further and you'll be going, oh, I wish I hadn't sold now, because you should have studied the business, not spent your time feeling bad and down because Chamath seems to be the robber and a bad bloke and he's out to get you.
Did indeed have insider information when they made these sales, which was not available to the public.
What do you mean inside information? When the company was private, before it went SPAC, of course they had inside information. It was an inside company. It wasn't public. Of course they knew what the company was going to do before it went public. That's not insiders. That's just the fact I work there. I mean, there's a very difference between insider trading and insider transactions and knowing stuff that goes on. It wasn't a publicly traded company at that point. What a load of nonsense.
That would be extremely damning indeed.
Yes, it would. It would be extremely damning indeed, and they'll be whisked off to prison in 5 seconds. And thank God you made a video, otherwise they might got away with it.
What do you think? Did these two billionaires commit fraud?
Don't keep calling them billionaires, call them Richard and Chamath. That's all they are, two successful businessmen.
Are you still a fan of Chamath, of Richard Branson?
I wasn't a fan in the first place.
Do you think they did anything wrong?
Nope.
Even if there was no fraud here, did you invest in Virgin Galactic?
Yes, and lost a lot of money. Damn it, that Chamath, he keeps getting me. If only I watched your video first.
Or Virgin Orbit or any of Chamath's other SPACs. Did you lose money? If so, let me know down in the comments below. Always interested to hear your stories and continue the conversation there. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It helps me so much as I continue to try and build this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
There you go. Now, I encourage all of you to go and comment on his video. Subscribe to him. I am not bothered at all. I encourage it. So I will actually finish this video now. I'll put a link above my head and a link down in the description. And I ask you to go and comment on his video. I'm going to give you the link because I'm making this during a whoops-a-daisy. Whoops. I'm going to give you, hang on, this video. Here is the link to the video. So let me just give it to everybody in the chat. You might want to go and say Martyn Lucas has just made a video. There you go, and it will be out shortly. Be out later on this afternoon. So there's the link. Maybe you'd like to comment. And now just to share with you the way that things work. This to prove to you that negativity sells. And I could do it. And this is the first time I've done a reaction like this. Let me prove to you what I've been saying is true. This guy has 3,700, 10,000 subscribers less than me. Doesn't rank number one on the SBC like I do. 2,600 views. More than I get. It's more than I get. Because people like negativity. They like to join an army and remember, I'm not trying to sell videos. I don't care if you subscribe, watch. I'm just being honest. There it is. 2,600. Look how many likes he got. 172. I think that's more likes than I've had on any of my videos. But that's because you created a negative video feeding into the narrative of we're all being conned. So it sells. As you can see, it sells. But I will never do it. I will never do it because this channel is about being honest and real. I hope that gives you some understanding of Virgin Galactic. Many of you have reached out to me who have seen this, who are concerned. Are we all being conned? Is it all a joke? Should we all get out of Virgin Galactic? Blah, 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 blah. So I wanted to make a full reaction video. Now you've got the chance to vote. Here is the vote. This is the vote here. Yes, no, or undecided. Yes, no, or undecided. And 52% of you said that you feel that you were misled by Richard Branson and Chamath. 38% of you said no. Okay, so now what I'm going to do a follow-up poll. And I will reveal the results later. If you feel now, after you've heard the video and you've heard my reaction, I will ask the exact same question and you can vote again. Do you feel that you were manipulated by Chamath? Anyway, what do you think of that? Leave me your thoughts, your comments below. Should I say it? You might as well subscribe to me. I might as well get some views out of it. I bet he gets more comments and more views on his video because he's saying we were all conned. Me, I'm just telling you, he's talking nonsense. What do you think? Am I right? Is he right? You decide. Leave me your thoughts in the comments below. Over here, more videos I think you'll like. Until then, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. All right. I've already wrote on his page. He's going to get loads of subscribers. He will. People will subscribe to him. He'll get loads. He'll get more than I will on this. I know he will. That's fine. Right. Okay. So, here we go. Now I'm going to do, let's see what you say now. SPCE. All right, let's see what you say now. Okay, let me do it again. SPCE. So, now you watched my live reaction. Do vote again. Vote again. Has your opinion how do I spell opinion? I-O-N. Oh my God, I can't spell opinion. Why can't I spell opinion? That's ridiculous. Okay, yes, that's right. Opinion changed. Do you ever do that? A word you've been doing for years and you can't do it. Now you watch my live reaction video. Vote again. Has your opinion changed? Did Chamath and Branson take advantage of Virgin Galactic retailers? Please comment in the poll and so on and so forth. This is being shown. All right, so I don't need any of that because it's not about the live video now. Let me get rid of that. Okay. And let's see if the poll's changed. Yes, no, or undecided. Let's see if you now think we were manipulated. All right, there you go. Yes, no, or undecided. Okay, I think it's all there. So now you have watched my live reaction video. Vote again. Has your opinion changed? Did Chamath and Branson take advantage of Virgin Galactic retail investors? Did they take advantage of us? Did they con us? Well, you decide. You decide. There you go. Let's see if the vote changes. 51% said yes. Do what you think is right. It's obvious what I feel, but I want to see if the vote changes. 51%. Let me give you the link to it. Copy link. It is, Neil, it is positivity. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing it. Trying to be positive as an investor. And as we see again, we're breaking all-time highs again. Everything's good. We're making money again. Let's have a little look over here. 70,700, looking good. Yeah. Right. I commented on his page. Yes, and I would appreciate this as well. Keep it friendly, folks. He's entitled to have his opinion, even if it's wrong. Absolutely. I would love everyone to comment on him and so on. Absolutely right. Please tag in my channel if you want to. If he wants to react, you can come back to me. He's entitled, but and welcomed. But, you know, at the end of the day, keep it nice. You know. I've just abused him. I know. Right. Now then, this is interesting. Look at this. Now you've seen the other side. Look at that. Look at that. Now you've seen the other side. Look how negativity can be changed. Look, 50% said, yes, we've been manipulated, we've been lied to by Richard Branson. He's a terrible person. Now you've seen my reaction. 13 votes, 76% are saying, no, I wasn't manipulated. I did what I thought was right for me, and I'm you know, not saying the stock's gone up or down, it's a good investment. That wasn't the question. The question is, did Richard Branson take advantage of you? Did Chamath take advantage of you? Let's see how that pans out. It's early yet. It's early. There's 46 votes on the other one. So hopefully, you know, once we get 46 votes, we'll see how it's changed. So you never know. The rest might all vote yes. I don't know. But it's interesting how it started anyway. Anyway, there we go. I'm buying more Virgin Galactic. I think it's funny. Here we go. Our biggest retail investor with 460,000 shares. He's probably short on the stock or has a bunch of puts. Martini Racer, I'm sure. I'm sure. Check the last comments. I think if he does get more viewers, Martin should get a kickback to buy more Virgin Galactic shares. He will get more viewers. He'll get more viewers because people like negativity. It's what they do. He'll get more viewers. Look at the Wolf of Dubai. Wolf of Dubai, who's been constantly selling training programs and has been taking advantage of the get rich quick scheme. He's been doing it for 3 years and he's got like 76,000 subscribers or something. I've got 13 because negativity, false information sells. You all choose to watch it. If he has, I wish him luck. He will learn from his mistakes, Martini. That's right. I think if he gets more views, he should get a kickback. All right. It's quite funny, really. Now then, Mullen. You will notice Mullen still hasn't had its shares allocated to me yet. It might take a couple of days. But so far, the stock is up. But we can't really see our gains at the moment because it's not showing up. But anyway, David Burrows. David Burrows, are you here, sir? Are you here? David Burrows, are you here? I am here. Fantastic. Right, quick update. We've got 17 votes now and 70%. 70% now are saying, no, they did not con me. Look at that. That's before the vote. And that's after the vote. That is manipulation. What you think has happened. That is when you educate and debunk it all. Look at that. Right, very clear. Very, very clear. No, I know. The YouTuber. I'm not a fraud, Niels. No. He doesn't mean you, David Barrows. He's talking about... I see. He's talking about the YouTuber. Maybe he's on... I can't read that out. I love it. Maybe he's on drugs. Maybe he is. You mean P.T. Barnum? P.T. Barnum. It's all P.T. Barnum. Boya. Anyway, I am here, David Burrows. I owe you a review. And you're going to get your review now. So, before I do your review, I'm doing it straight away. No more messing around. Did I get any subscribers for today's efforts? Just have a look. Let's have a look. Right, I've got some good views, but they don't count because it's live. It doesn't make any money. Right, let's have a little look. Let's see if I got any subscribers. 13,072. There you go. I gained 4 subscribers for bringing you the truth. Nobody wants the truth. It doesn't sell. You don't make any money out of that. So I'd like to thank sincerely, Jose Quintana, who gave me a $20 super chat. Thank you. Because seriously, honestly, guys, and I'll share with you, I'm going to do this, even though I'm not supposed to. I'm going to do this. I'm going to share with you right here. I'm going to go to a live video. Going to pick a video that's just gone out a few days ago. It needs a few days to go out. Okay, here we go. So it's a few days ago. Analytics. Let me share this with you. Right. Got to pick one that's had a few days to do its thing. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. I wanted to show you an average. Right, here we go. This is important, right? Because people go, oh, yeah, but you bet you still make money. No. So here is, because it takes a few days for it all to register, right? Here is a video. It's one of my 2 hours, 30 minutes long. Lots of adverts. There's the video. This video went out. Look, here it is. Here's the video. It's had 506 views. Some have 200-300. Some have 600, 800. 506 is about an average. That's why I'm clicking on it. December the 13th. So it's had chance to process. So this is the best it gets. Let me scroll along just so you can see. I'm not manipulating this in any way at all. Click on the analytics. Analytics. How much money did I make from this live video? I made $6.25. I was live for 2.5 hours. I earned $6.25 Out of that will come tax and estimated, so it'll be a bit less than that as well because YouTube take their bit. So after tax, I'll make about $4.50 for going live for 2.5 hours, plus the hours before researching and getting the studio ready. There is your proof of how much money I make doing these live videos. I guarantee you now, the amount of views he has already had on his video, which is negative, more subscribers, more viewers, more likes, more whatever. He's probably made about $15 at the moment. It'll probably go up. It'll probably make somewhere in the region of maybe $30, $40. He's a small channel, remember, but he'll still make about $30, $40 because that video will probably end up 10,000 views, something like that. I've got $6. Today I've earned $20. Less taxes, of course, from Jose, because he's given me a tip. But I don't make it from the ads, all right? So if you ever want any proof, what I've just said to you is true, there it is. Right. His opinion was similar to the interior designer of his studio. Bland and terrible. Yeah, it's a slightly different style of studio, innit? Slightly different. The difference is I'm not trying to take from you and just produce rubbish and suck into you. I am trying to invest and build the best studio, the best content, where I make no bloody money, but I'm doing it for you, as opposed to, you know, what can I get out of it? Right, it's time for a review. Here we go. This is for David Burrows. So the time now is 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 2 hours 45. 2:45, and it's TSM. TSM. This is our next review. Gonna have to write it in. So it's review time, and then I'll do the videos. That's the wrong one. Damon Brooks just become a member.
Damon Brooks has become a member.
Thank you very much indeed. TSM, there it is. Damon Brooks just become a member of our channel. Damon Brooks, I will give you all your perks and benefits in a moment. One of the things that you can do, it will take 10 minutes to get through for security. If I give you Discord, here is the Discord link. There you go. And then you can access all the members and you can talk to us offline and all the rest of it. So if you want to go and check that out, you can. TSM. As a member, you can have a review done. You can get discount on my software. You get basically my membership for free if you do that. If anybody wants this software, by the way, if you use my, if you are a member of my channel, you will get a lifetime discount. Where is the link for it? Let me just give it to you a second. Here it is. Here you go. Get a lifetime discount, which basically makes my membership for free. It's a better deal than Bloomberg, CNBC. No one can give you that deal. There is the Lucas A's page. We have our very own page, look, on Alpha Spread, so you can get that. All right. Now then, we've got dividend here. We've not had one of those for a while, have we? So TSM. Let me load that up. Load that up. We're going to compare it to the S&P. I'm just doing a review for a member, Damon Brooks. Would everyone please put welcome Damon? Welcome Damon as a new member. Would everyone please welcome him in? What country are you from, Damon? We have members in 47 countries. All right. If we can add your country, we will. You get lots of perks and benefits. Many things. I give you 20 times back what you put in. You also celebrate your birthdays as well. Right, here we go. 100%. I put $10,000 into the S&P. Put $10,000 in there into TSM on semiconductor. We needed a third option as well. 100%. Analyze. Okay. Here we go. And now we want to look at the dividend as well, because we do have a dividend associated with this account as well. Welcome, Damon. Thank you. Thanks. Glad to be here. Welcome to you. I'm in the middle of doing a review for one of my members. So I can't give you the attention that you'd normally have when you first come in. So here we go. We've got that lined up. That lined up. Okay. Now then. We're all good to go. All I need now is the website there. Good. And lastly, TSM News. We want to find something. I don't want anything if it's just full of manipulation. We don't use any of that. Get so much rubbish. CNBC is one of the worst. Just about ready now. Can't find anything reliable there. So let me go to the bottom of my software and see what news. No, nothing I can rely on there. So I'm not going to use any of that. Okay, I think we've got all we need. This will do, because we've got the diverse, the dividends as well with this one. So we've got extra, and we've got on to compare it to. Damon Brooks, I'm in the Dallas area too. I'm in Dallas as well. Lovely to have you here. Damon Brooks, nice to have you here. I'm also in the Dallas area. Welcome to you. Right, okay, it's time for another stock review. Okay. We are in members only mode, so if members want to do a super chat during the event, you can. This will go out as a video later on. Okay, here we go. No, we've got members from 47 countries around the world. Our videos go out in 14 different languages, 47 countries. Our largest audience is the United States at 45%, but I will speak to everyone in their own native languages, and we have members in 47 countries. Excuse me. So no, we're all over the world. 98% of our live viewers are members, higher than any other channel on YouTube. By a mile. Right. Time for another stock review. We're going to go deep into the numbers of Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing. We're also going to look deep dive at the financials, who owns the stock, who is selling on the inside. I'm going to give a profitability score. We're going to deep dive into the website. We're going to do we're going to look at the dividends payouts, the history, how it compares to the S&P 500. I'm going to give you a profitability score, a solvency score, share with you the intrinsic value, discuss how we get to those readings as well. And I'm going to use the most advanced algorithmic software. What you're about to see is the most honest review available. I use the most advanced software. You're looking at it right now. My members can get access to this for a discount. And in fact, my membership is free. I'm not trying to sell you anything at all. I'm not sponsored by anyone. I go live every day up to 10 hours a day to prove that this is real and genuine and honest. And every single one of my reviews makes it onto Alpha Spread. I then get to meet the CEOs. I have a Meet the CEO series where the CEOs get interviewed by me at a preference. They prefer being here than Bloomberg and CNBC. Our first guest last week told me that's why he was on our show. Anyway, let's go into the stock. We start off nice and basic first of all, and then we'll get into some heavy numbers as we go. If you are here for the very first time, consider subscribing and ringing the bell and tap the like button. If you like the video, it will share it out to more people and it'll promote this story. Whether you like it or not, it'll help the video. All right. Okay. So what is Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing? It is, like it sounds, semiconductor manufacturing engages in the manufacture and sale of integrated circuits and wafer semiconductor devices. Its chips are used in personal computers, peripheral products, information applications, wired and wireless communications, system products, and automotive. Of course, with EV explosion and AI and supercomputers and quantum computers, we need more and more chips all the time. Industrial equipment, including consumer electronics, such as digital video, compact disc player, digital television, games consoles, and digital cameras. I think we get the idea. Now then, something I need to share with you, it's very, very important when you come to semiconductor manufacturing. It's not as easy as you think, and you can't just build factories around the world. Do you realize that the complexity of putting together chips has to be done in very, very, very unique, extremely difficult to produce factories that have very, very deep foundations to protect from any tremors in the ground. There could be an earthquake miles below the factory that is undetectable by a human, but it would be detected by the laser printers and everything else, and it would affect the manufacturer. So that's why semiconductor companies, manufacturing companies can't start up all over the place. It's a very, very difficult thing to do. Anyway, looking at the line chart, first of all, just basic, you get an idea of the maximum here, going back to February 2000. You get an idea how the stock was right down here at $9.40. And then we had the explosion, of course, in 2020 with the explosion of EVs and AI and technology. You can see how this company has grown recently. It did sell off in 2022. We had all kinds of concerns. You may remember the incident. We covered it live. Nancy Pelosi flying to Taiwan, and we had all sorts of issues. And Nancy Pelosi also, by the way, then bought here and went here, and you can come to your own conclusions. But anyway, you remember that day? We covered it live on the show. Anyway, if you buy it on margin, it's 25% maintenance. If you use margin to buy this, I use margin at the moment. I'm at 8%. That's the APY. It's regarded as the lowest level of risk for margin. 25% is the lowest minimum level of margin maintenance requirement on any stock. The highest is 100, and so it's regarded as low risk from the point of view of margin. Okay, if we look at the market cap, it's a large company. It's 529 billion. High today is 102. 52-week high is 110. Price earnings ratio 18. Now, that doesn't sound too expensive. However, we need to compare that to the competition. I like On. There are others, but you need to look at the competition to see how good a deal you are getting. Remember, people will overpay for a stock that has massive growth and potential. Catch the S-curve, but we could already be on the S-curve and we could be flattening out. So is it a good time to buy right now? You need to compare the price of the stock to the earning ratio. 18. So the first thing you want to do is compare to others in the sector. On would be one, and I will identify more in a few moments. This is unusual in a high growth stock. It has a dividend yield placed to it. That's good. However, we'll discover in a minute how reliable that is. Is it a dividend king? Is it a Coca-Cola, a J&J, which constantly increases the dividend, always pays it, always improves? Is it one of those? We'll look at that in a minute. Average because, of course, if you've got a dividend stock and you're buying it for the dividend, but yet the stock is going down, clearly this stock isn't going down right now, then the dividend is not a reason to buy it. However, if the dividend isn't paying out very often, is it any use? Anyway, we'll cover all that in detail in a moment. The average volume, 9.92, is a reasonable volume. Not that high, not a lot going on. 2.53 million today so far, mid-morning, but very much below average. Volume is important because if you have high volume, you can get out of the stock. You might want to sell it and get out. So there's low volume. You could be waiting to sell a stock. It could drop and you could set your limit order and not get out. Anyway, now then, let's move on down and let's have a little look. Morningstar are analysts. I don't use them. I have my own. I do my own analysis on stocks. They are paid. They are sponsored. Don't always use this. I don't use this at all as a guide to buy anything. However, it's simplistic and people like to look at it on Robinhood here. It says a buy of 97%. Okay, that doesn't mean it's a buy at all. And bearing in mind, this was done on the 12th of December. We are now the 21st. Is it that reliable? Well, we'll come on to that in a minute. No one's saying sell. It's just virtually 100% buy. It sounds great. What do the bulls say? The bulls say TSM will benefit from more semiconductor firms embracing the fabulous business model and internet giants designing their own data center chips. And bears say Samsung and Intel are committed to heavy capital spending under the support of the US government SMIC and other data state-supported Chinese foundries also lurk as potential threats. Okay. We've got macro conditions, of course, with China and Taiwan. Of course, that does scare a few people, understandably. So, you know, we can relate to that. It's been around since 1987, and Hishinshu, I'm probably pronounced that correct. It's incorrect, and I apologize for that. Right, let's look at the earnings, and we're going to get much more deeper in a moment. This is just simple stuff so far. Obviously, the company's making money. We can see it's all positive territory. Didn't used to be, but it is now. Wall Street, pretty reasonable estimating this one. Remember, the estimate is done by Wall Street, not the company. Typically, for innovative stocks, Wall Street are rubbish. But we kind of know what we have with a chip, I guess. Things like Tesla or space or anything that's very unknown right now, it's new, they're not that good at it. Of course, chips are brand new, don't get me wrong, but a chip is a chip, you know. That sounds very simplistic, but you know what I mean. They probably are much better at this. And so far, other than once, they've been pretty accurate on this. Typically, they're not. Anyway, the stock, it's going sideways. Earnings isn't improving by very much at the moment. Who are we in bed with? In other words, who invests with TSM? What else do they invest in? Now, the reason why I share this is it gives you a sentiment of the stock, how the stock is going to move. A lot of young retail investors, particularly those on Robinhood, look for what sounds cool, what's modern, what's new, whatever. Doesn't mean it's great, of course, but it's current, it's trending. It's on YouTube, someone's talking about it. AMD, Nvidia, Qualcomm, Intel. Some good companies here, however, very overbought stock. Nvidia, extremely overbought. Everyone jumps on in AMD. I wouldn't touch it at all. You know, we all know how these stocks can operate. They can get overpumped, they can drop, they can be volatile. Got to be very careful, and that's the people that are in these companies. Microsoft is very expensive. I don't know anything about Micron technology. I've never reviewed it. I've never reviewed Qualcomm either. But we have some volatility. We don't have any Coca-Cola, J&J, the S&P 500. We don't have any solid, reliable. We have very aggressive chip companies, which kind of makes sense. But it does mean the stock can be volatile. Anyway, let's go and look at the website before we go into the deep dive and find out who's buying on the inside, selling, balance sheets, profitability, and all the rest of it. Let's look at the website. I like to show the website because it speaks to the investor more than the customer. The customer already knows. I would imagine that any company like this has already reached out to its customers. This is just, this speaks to the investor. And let's go into the investor pages just to get an idea of the way it speaks to the investor. And that's important, right? The fundamentals, investors. Let's have a quick look here. TSMC shares are an attractive investment for semiconductor innovations, the world's largest and best semiconductor foundry. Remember what I explained about the foundry? You can't just build a factory and make semiconductors anywhere you like. You have to have a very specific building that is very, 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 very expensive to produce. It's very hard to do. It's why there aren't semiconductor factories all over the place. Anyway, hence the semiconductor chip shortages we wish we didn't have last year or the year before. Pioneered the dedicated semiconductor foundry business model, enabled fabulous IC design industry to flourish and unleash innovations with all logic IC designers. Built the world's largest semiconductor design ecosystem and collaborated with all its customers, partners from the most powerful force of semiconductor innovations. About 85% of worldwide semiconductor startup product prototypes were enabled by TSMC. Okay, Received the prestigious 2021 IEE Corporate Innovation Award, honoring the company's leadership in developing 7-nanometer foundry technology and enabling its innovations of IC designs everywhere. Okay, we'll leave that for a minute. We don't want to go too much into that, but it looks good. It speaks well to the investor. You'd be surprised. Some websites, some companies don't actually speak to their investor. They're just talking to the customer. This is very, very different, very solid, very, very good company. No question. However, you want to buy at the right price. So that's what we're going to do now. And then we'll look at the dividends, and then we'll look at the S&P 500. Let's go and have a look now. Is this worth buying? Now, everyone talks about the intrinsic value of a company. The intrinsic value is much more detailed now than what Morningstar did when they said it was great and you should buy it. Now we're going to go and look in the numbers. And we've got to be careful because there can be traps here. So if we look at the best case scenario, 42% undervalue. Best case scenario, what's the best case scenario? Macro conditions going away. China threats to Taiwan. What about competition? What about high inflation, interest rates? All of those things, interest rates certainly are being rectified, inflation all good, but the ongoing macro conditions are still a concern. So we're not in this area. We're probably in this area, 6% undervalue. Now, for anything with an explosive growth, semiconductors, I would suggest probably are, because we've got AI, space, quantum computers. We need more and more chips. And as we've already learned, Taiwan Semiconductor is one of the leaders. We can overpay by 25% because people buy into those stocks because, like Tesla, you're buying in a future price. So it's undervalued as long as we don't get any warnings in a moment. What about worst case scenario? Even worst case scenario, it's only 15% overvalued. Not too bad. Looks pretty good if we look at the valuation today. However, let's check for any warnings. Are there any warnings? No. And the reason why I mention that is if we have a valuation warning, an intrinsic value trap, okay, that could mean that we do have a price that looks cheap, but in fact it's never achieved over historical purposes, achieved its intrinsic value. So actually it could be misleading. It's not. This is accurate. This is giving us a very accurate, reliable valuation. Now, if you want this software, I will give you a link to it at the end of the video, and you can get my software, and members can get a lifetime discount, and you'll basically get my membership for free. It's only given to me. Bloomberg don't have it. Yahoo don't have it. CNBC don't have it. I'm the only one who has this. It's the best deal. No one gets this deal. Let's look at the most recent earnings. This is where we use our AI technology to draw from what was said, unbiased, as it is, not color coded and whatever flavored, as it is, and then we report to you those facts. In Q3, TSMC's revenue rose by 10.2% in USD. Driven by 3-nanometer and 5-nanometer technology demand, offset by inventory adjustments. The gross margin slightly increased to 54%. The gross margin slightly increased to 54%, while the operating margin dipped to 41.7%. For Q4, they forecast revenue between 18.8 and 19.6 billion, signaling an 11% increase at the midpoint. Gross margin is expected to drop 52.5% due to 3-nanometer technology ramping up with a strategic capex budget for approximately 32 billion and the aim to maintain a long-term gross margin of 50% or higher. TSMC is poised for profitable growth while supporting customer expansion. Okay. Let's move now down into the financials. Let's look at the revenue. $2.2 trillion. It dipped. We're making some expenditure, investments, and now we're expecting it to rise and rise again until 2025, 26. It might tail out, but of course this far ahead is a bit hard to tell. Operating income also negative on the most recent range, hence the dip, hence perhaps a potential buy now. Let me go back to the stock price just for a moment, and let's go back over the maximum just for a moment. Let me bring it on the screen. You can see the maximum. Let me do it over the last, the year to date, 34%. Okay. The last 3 months, we've risen 18%. The whole market has risen though. We're not in a dip at the moment. We've dipped recently, but in the last week we've dropped a little bit. Today we dropped, then back up again. But overall, over the last 3 months, it is trending up. Over the last year to date, trending up. 5 year. Yeah, you're not going to get this dip again. This dip here. I don't think that's going to happen now. That time has gone. Maximum. Can it go back to where it was? Maybe. Anyway, we'll carry on looking at the numbers. Let's go back here. Operating income, 986 billion, negative 8%, down 8%, I beg your pardon. Most recent range. Net income, down 7% on the most recent range, and now we're moving up. And these figures are very accurate. Cash flow, down 20%, 7%, most recent range. Capital expenditure, spending less. We just learned that a few moments ago. The person that requested this review, David Burrows, is about to have a super chat and a comment on the screen. Think Taiwan PKG Congress pass will move the stock. Oh, I'm sure. That will come up in a second on the screen. Capital expenditure, they are spending less, which is a good thing. Down 3% on the most recent range. Operating cash flow, we've understood why that's gone down because of the expenditure, but that's going to turn around soon. That's why I think the market is moving up. Negative 8%, down 8%. Let's look on their balance sheet. This is very, very important. Here comes the comment.
Think Taiwan PKG Congress pass will move stock?
I agree. I think it will. 5.5 trillion in assets, 2.1 trillion in liabilities. Long-term debt is just under $1 billion. Half of their liabilities is long-term debt. I don't like to see long-term debt half of their liabilities. Short-term debt, if we're just doing something recently, I can live with that. But long-term debt, I don't like that. There's a bit of debt there. However, the assets are 5.5 billion. Do they hold any cash? 1.6 trillion in cash. The point is, that's a very, very strong balance sheet. They could pay off their loans tomorrow if they wanted to. Most businesses keep loans. It's keep debt. It's why I have margin at the moment. I can make more than 8%, and that's going to go down to 6 and 5 in the new year. I can make more money holding my debt as opposed to paying it off. I don't mean normal debt. I don't mean credit card debt at 23%. I mean low value debt, which I'm using to fund my business, not to buy myself a new car or have a holiday, but margin is debt to buy assets which are increasing in value. So right now I'm making 30% in a month, so 8% a year makes sense. So that's why a business could hold debt. It's high, and I don't like to see it, but they've got plenty of cash, and it's a small part of its overall pie. If we look at the liabilities, long-term debt is 45%. That is a negative for me, but But I bet when we look at the solvency score in a moment, it looks favorable because of the cash they hold. Let's see if I was right. Margins, 57%. Now then, their margins have fallen a little bit. They were as high as 60%. Now, you need high margins in this sector. This is where the sector belongs. It needs to have high margins. No point saying, well, a profit's a profit, 20% is no profit. No, you need high margins to compete, because if you don't have a high margin, your moat is narrow and you can be you can have competition. So while we're looking at 57% margin, let's look at on semiconductor. Let's look at on 57% margin. Let's look at on, see how it compares. Look at their margins. Very similar ratio here. 48%. They have higher margins than on. That's important. That's important. Let's go back to Taiwan. Scroll back down again. 57%. Now, why is that important? They're in the same business, but they have greater margins. Like Enphase is going to beat in solar, it's going to beat the competition. Its margins are so high, it can afford to sell less and keep prices up and crush the competition, and then eventually it dominates the space. So this is very, very good for the company. Very, very good indeed. Let's move down. Everything looks very, very rosy in their garden, to be honest. Now, here we go. This is what we're talking about. This is what I said here. The profitability is 74. Exceptional. Bright green. Very rarely go higher than that. Very, very good. Software numbers. Brilliant. Can't fault it. You definitely want to buy a company like this. And there revealed, it is what I expected. And I didn't see that number until I bought it on the screen. It was below, I couldn't see it. But looking at their debt position compared to their cash reserves, I said, it's a very good balance sheet. And that is exactly what I expected. And that's what we got. 85 is as good as it gets. I've not seen it any higher than that. It's not going bust. It's a solid company. Its balance sheet is excellent. Doesn't go any higher than that. You can't really go much higher than that. It has debt, but it's manageable and it could pay it off in a heartbeat. It chooses not to do so. So this is a good business. You're buying a good business. Is it the right time to buy it though? Do you believe there's much more in the tank? Do you believe expansion? Yes, I do. Absolutely, I do. We're only starting now to make chips. This is one for me. I'm looking at this thinking, this is one for me. Just the macro conditions is the only concern here. Wall Street, they say a 13% upside from here. They don't give it much of an upside. They think it's already peaked. Well, you wouldn't buy it for 13%. You could just buy the S&P. However, average 6%. Again, by the S&P. Lowest 13%. So you might argue, if you like the business, I would say I do. When am I going to buy it? So I've already decided it's a buy for me. I'm going to buy this, but I will tell you my strategy in a moment as we come to the end of the video. If you want to compare to the competition, I'll give you the link to these businesses and you can compare to them. And these are very important to do this. You can look at the competition and see if on is better and you can make your mind up. But you might want to look at this. I'll give you the link at the end. Shareholder return, percent short, per short, none. Not applicable. What does that mean? Does it mean there are none? It means it's unmeasurable, so it's insignificant. I've actually, honestly, never seen that before. Never seen, not applicable. Our software picks it up. If there were any a measurable amount, it would be picked up. It's not. I've never seen it say not applicable before, though. That doesn't mean there aren't any, but it's unmeasurable, so it's insignificant. No short interest, no short squeeze on the cards. Let's look at some news around the stock. You will see in 48 hours my reviews down here. You will see me here. They cherry pick from CNBC and Bloomberg and Yahoo, whereas they report all of my reviews. My review will be here at the top because it's most current, but they will put every one of mine there. Okay, this was just done a couple of hours ago, so this is relevant. Let's have a listen here.
Posted a loss of 95 cents a share, but that was not as bad as the $1 loss that analysts expected. Revenue also came in above expectations. Second quarter.
Now, I will take a note here and edit the video here because I want to get to the most accurate news, not just talking about other companies. Edit news. So I will edit the video here when I actually put it out. Let's find the part when they talk about
quarter guidance. Top estimates join us now. We're going to talk about his picks in the sector. First, let's talk overall. Vivek Arya, B of A Securities. It's 5 out of 5.
Micron.
But there's a
indeed. And periods in China friction.
Vivek.
So there are risks, and this is the time we went into the Micron up in the southern.
Let me just find the right place. I'll edit this later.
The whole industry, even.
Joe, is that so? Last year, growth was factored. They are also very heavy that ships.
That's interesting. Very complicated.
Complexity. So clouds to design these, and so we think
24 and those are the 4. You'd at least own those 4, and maybe even some others, I guess.
Semiconductors and generative AI is a place where
we are starting to see these
investments. And there's only
let's try this one.
Very exciting 6-month T-bill. I think it's only a matter of time until the shorter end of the curve starts to think rate cuts are coming.
Okay. Mr. Weiss.
I'm going with Taiwan Semi. Look, it's way underperformed the SMH. I don't think that should be the case. So I'd like it. I'd add to it here.
Okay, Jason Snipe.
That isn't much use either. Final trades is biased and not very helpful. CNBC is biased on a lot of this. You hear people talk about their positions and what they've got in it. And I've proved many, many times it's completely useless. Okay. What does he have to say about this? Let me turn off CC a minute.
Revolution, NVIDIA.
Okay, I'll edit it here. And let's see what he says about Taiwan. This was just 2 weeks ago, so it's relevant. Let's see what he says here. Here we go.
Trades at 22 times. That's, as I like to say, you get your cake and ice cream too. You get the benefit of owning this transformative wave, but you get it at a better valuation. And so there's a lot of good things going on when it comes to AI.
Just to put your bullishness in context, Gene, I'm just curious, where would you have put Metaverse?
I'm not going to use any of this. I'm going to edit all this out. It's not good. It's not good. So I won't use any of that information. I will edit that from the video. So I will go into the dividend payouts, sentiment, and the S&P comparison. So I'll cut to here now. Okay, let's look at the sentiment of the stock before we go over to doing a comparison to the S&P and on over time, and also look at the dividend payouts. Very, very important. Over the last 90 days, we can see we've had 70% of news picked up by our AI software of the positive news around the stock. Last 30 days, it's increased to 78%. The last 7 days, it's just dropped back to 63%. And today, it's 50-50. No negative news at all here. This is very, very good. Very, very good indeed. Let's have a look now on insider trading. Do we have any action on the stock? Is anyone buying the stock on the inside? Let's have a look. It doesn't look like it at all. It would be displayed here, so no price action at all. Let me just make sure it's not showing. No, it isn't. Okay. So after that, I will cut after the edit news and sentiment. Write that down. Right. So now we're at the bottom. I will cut back to here. Okay. Now let's take a look how it compares to the S&P 500 and how accurate and how reliable the dividend payouts are. So let's go straight into that now. So if you're buying Taiwan Semiconductor, it does come with a dividend. However, how regularly does it pay out? And does it increase? Is it a dividend king? Is it J&J? Is it a Coca-Cola? Well, we'll go back here to 2013. It was paying out dividends then, 50. You can see here, 50, 49, 72, 93, 115, 131, 128, 32. So what you can see straight away, thank you for the subscription, Nazari, during the live show. As you can see, it's not a dividend king. It doesn't consistently increase and it bounces around. So it's volatile. So you've got to bear that in mind, and we'll look at how it compares by reinvesting the dividends in a few moments as we compare it to the S&P and on. 44 in 21, 43, 49, 49, 46. It's stabilized now a little bit. October 22, 43, 44. So we can sort of draw an average of 44 cents a share as kind of the average, even though it's not always increasing and it's not always, it's always paid out though. It's just not as, you can't be sure of what it's going to be. However, recently, since we've seen the real takeoff of the stock, 47 dipped to 30, 43, 44, 43, 46, 47, and 54 is expected. So you can see, expect around about the 45. It's always paid out since it started. It's not always increased. It's up and down a little bit, but it kind of averages around the 40. So it's pretty reliable from a dividend standpoint. But now we'll get a true indication. There we go. I've just deleted. I can't believe I did that. I just deleted the page I wanted. That's a flip annoying. Okay, I'll have to edit there as well. Damn it. Edit after, what was that? Dividend. Flipping heck. All right. I literally just lost it. So let me bring it up again. I've got to set it up again now. I was all set up before. Never mind. It's only take a second. $10,000 in the S&P. On semiconductor. $10,000 in the S&P. And TSM. Taiwan Semiconductor. And we'll put 100% of our money in there. And we'll end up with analysis. And I'll zoom in. This was already prepared before, but I lost the screen. So I apologize for that. Okay. Now let's look at the performance. If we were investing in this, how does it compare to the S&P and on? Because we need to know, could we make more money somewhere else? Let's have a look. $10,000 back in 2011. As you can see, the S&P is in blue. Steady as you go all the way through. Would now be up at $46,000, 4x since 2011. In red, we have on semiconductor. Much more volatile, no question about that. It dipped below the S&P. It's now risen above the S&P. And we would now have in on $72,000. Much better. Outperform the S&P. What about Taiwan? Well, Taiwan didn't have the volatility at the beginning, continued to rise, didn't have as much of a dip during COVID. It seemed to be a little bit more resilient 2020, and it continued to grow, and it's outperformed the S&P in yellow, and it's outperformed on. So we are now looking at $114,000 $4,000. So as you can see, it's outperformed the S&P and it's outperformed the on as well. So is it a buy? Let's wrap up this review and let's make a decision whether we're going to buy it or not. On semiconductor, no question about it, is a great business. It's not going bust. Its dividend is relatively stable. And I say stable, it pays out all the time. It's around about that 45, 46 cents a share. You can't be, clear exactly what it's going to be. Of course, you know ahead of time because they always announce it, but for a long-term investment, don't always expect it to be exactly 44. It moves around a little bit, generally trends up, but from time to time, it does pay out a little bit of a bonus if you look at it that way. But it's not a dividend king, but it is pretty reliable and it's pretty good. And its percentage in percentage terms, it's not too shabby either. But remember, this has a great growth as well. Now remember though, if you are buying this in the United States, you can see on the screen ADR. What does that mean? Let me show you what it means. It means this. American Depository receipts represents shares of non-US based companies. Bank issues ADRs to facilitate trading on US exchanges. Some banks require investors to pay periodic fees, typically 1 cent. I will tell you that when I've sold a stock that's an ADR, some UK stocks, I've been charged on Robinhood 1 cent. That is it to sell the stock. It's irrelevant, completely irrelevant, but you have to state it. So it's not a US company. It's based in Taiwan, of course. The only issue I have is competition is not a big deal. Really, it's very hard to replicate what they're doing. If you think China is the threat and we're going to have a big issue with Taiwan, that could be an issue. I don't think we're going to. I don't think it makes any sense for that. Taiwan Semiconductor probably provide, I don't know, but they probably provide a lot of the chips that China uses. So I don't think it's going to be under threat anytime soon. However, is it worth buying? Definitely the sort of company I want to buy. It's definitely undervalued from the base case. A good dividend, a good business. Is it the right time to buy it? Well, if we look at it over the last week, it's dipped when everything else is up significantly. Over the last month, over the last month, it's risen by 3.8%. That's below my trend. I'm up 30% over the last month. So actually, it's underperformed from the point of view of my other positions. So it's not cheap. It's not the best time to buy it. I would have, of course, liked to have bought it 3 months ago or bought on a dip. So this would be my move. I want to buy this stock. No doubt about it. I like it. It's a business I want to own. I'm going to buy it. What I'm going to do is decide my allocation. For something like this, I would like to allocate $2,000. Currently, I'm in a time that I'm trimming off my margin. I'm expecting margin to become cheaper in the new year. I am expecting a dip before we go higher. I think tax harvesting is around the corner. I've bought enough this year. I've made plenty of money on the rally. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to allocate $2,000 for this company. I am going to lay myself down a market share. Maybe just one share, $100, $102. And if it drops a percent or two, I will buy 3 or 4 shares, $300 or $400. Still got 1,600 available. Then as it drops further, I might buy some more. And if it goes up, that's fine. I've got myself in the stock. But I'd be waiting to try to get it lower. But I'd already get in, and when it dips 1 or 2%, I'd buy a bit more. If it dips 5, 10%, I'd be all in. My full $2,000 allocation. That's how I'm going to play it. Anyway, there's my review on Taiwan Semiconductor. It's a buy from me. I would like to buy it a bit cheaper. It does have some growth. I think you need to just wait for it to cool a little, perhaps in January, but early January, not February. Then it's too late, I would say. Interest rates are going to come down and up we go. So anyway, there's my thought on Taiwan Semiconductor. Click above my head. That'll give you all my links to my social media where I post I post my trades before I make them, and also links below in the description of Alpha Spread as well, where you can get a lifetime discount to the services. Using my membership, you'll get my membership for free. It's the best algorithmic software out there. It's the best way of valuing any stock. And over here, I'll put my full Alpha Spread review. I've done nearly 40 stocks now, all down here. And meet the CEO. I'm meeting the CEOs and interviewing them live on my show. They like the honesty of the show. Get to the mind of the CEO. I'll put this down here as well. So there you go. There is my review on Taiwan Semiconductor. Leave me your thoughts below. Like the video if you liked it. And that's it from me. As always, take care of yourselves and each other. All right. There we go. That's my review for David Burrows. That review will be out later. Hopefully it will premiere this afternoon after the closing bell. Now then, Church of Logic is in. I've been waiting for the Church of Logic. Churchy, here is your review. Can I give you your review? I did a couple of things for you. So let me take it off the list. Churchy, Ford. I've been waiting for you, been calling you every day. Is Churchy here? Churchy, let me give you your video. I did a full review on Ford. I would love your thoughts on it. Of course, you know what I think anyway. But here is the review of Ford. I did it. It's in 14 languages, CC, if you want to see it in different languages. Why he's thinking, why would I speak English? I'm just saying, you know. Anyway, share the video, copy the link. There you go. And I'm going to give it to you now. There is Churchy. There is your video of Ford. I wanted you to know that I've done it for you. There is your review. Leave me your thoughts, comments, disagreements, debate, whatever you like. I would love to get your thoughts on it. All right. Time to wrap up the show. Okay. Any comments that I missed? Probably a lot. Wise move with me. Already have 4 stocks left from 466. I'm still average at 7, up 120%. Sell the Mullen once and for all. We talked about Mullen earlier. What the hell? I can't sell it though. It's not showing on my account. That's the problem. And it's not for anyone. How can I sell my Mullen? It's not showing for me to sell. Because my stocks haven't arrived. That's why it's going up. No one can sell. Everyone's just buying. That's why it's going up. That's why it's going up. Okay, I'm going to alert everybody to that because everyone's going to get duped again. That's terrible. You can't sell because your stock hasn't arrived. Roth. Why are they not showing? It's going to take 3 days, I believe. This is terrible. Mullen. This is a terrible. I don't like this, but it's the way it is. They've manipulated everybody again. Not Robinhood, Mullen. 327. 327. All right. This is terrible. Can anybody else using Robinhood sell their Mullen shares? Can anyone see that? Can anyone else do that? There's a saying in China: invasion on Friday, back to work on Monday. The Chinese were the first to experiment with electroshock therapy. Oh my gosh. Good afternoon. China is making agreements. Hi, Churchy. Lovely. Thank you so much. You're welcome. What's up? Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Get General Tito's chicken. Thank you, Martin. You're welcome. Mullen's scamming again, I see. Better sell. You probably have to call Robinhood. Yeah, it's because it's not populated yet. Caden Youngquist is here. How many did I have? I had... what did I have? I had I can't really remember. A few hundred, I think. I can't remember. I only had 4 shares of Mullen because of this split that have automatically been absolved by the market and closed. It can't close your account. I'm going to make a video on this because it's not right. Okay, here we go. Excuse me. Mullen. Beware, beware, beware. Can I say it any stronger than that? What's happened here? We've had a reverse split. Mullen is not a $16 stock. It's another scam from Mullen. I don't know how this can be allowed to go on. Basically, what's happened is it's going up because nobody can sell. Everyone's buying and nobody is selling. What do I mean by that? Let me share with you. I have Mullen shares. I have a few. It's kind of a lottery ticket that I just left in there. We've had a reverse split. So for every 100 now, you have 1. All right? So they've basically done a reverse split. It's very negative. It's not good for the stock. However, because it's reverse splitted and I had a certain number, it's not showing on my portfolio yet. I can't sell it. Now, if you look here on my brokerage account, right? On my brokerage account, I didn't buy any on my brokerage account. It shows no history. It shows nothing. That's right, because I bought none on my brokerage account. On my Roth IRA, however, it shows history. It shows Mullen reverse split. However, it doesn't show me the stocks. I've got no shares. I can't click sell. I don't own any. But I do. My balance hasn't gone down. They're just not populated on the system. So you can't get out. Now, let me just go to a comment here. Someone is saying here, Grippy is saying, you said you had 88 shares, Martin, so you have lost it all. I've lost it all? How have I lost it all? That doesn't seem right. They've reverse split. I should still have a value here. So I'm very concerned. I believe it's going to come back in a couple of days. I can't believe that I've just lost my money. You can lose shares, Martin. How can I have lost my money? Can someone explain this to me? It's reverse split. It's remained on the index, and I have shares already. I was down like $800. They were worth about $80. Now they're worth $160 if I had them, but they're not showing. Are you honestly saying I've lost my money just because I didn't have enough shares? I sold, no bother. Buckaroony, are you on Robinhood? Are your shares showing for you? Sorry, absorbed. It's happened a few times to me where RSP closes all positions. You can't have less than one share. So because I had 88 shares, it's taken all my shares away. Why can't you have less than one share? You can fractional share on Robinhood. How is that fair? They can dissolve it without payout, and you can claim it, with FDIC or the SEC. Would love to run insider on Mullen right now, says Caden Youngquist. The Mullen flow is so low now. Have not seen one Mullen car yet. No, you won't either. So is that what you're saying then? I was down $800. We knew that. But I still had $88. And you're telling me that my $88, which would now be $160, is just gone because Mullen have done... That's disgusting. That's disgusting. I'm making this during a live video, folks, asking the audience. And it appears you're out of Mullen anyway. Well, that's a good thing. You have to have 100 shares to have one share. No, I understand that, but why can't I have 0.8 of a share? I mean, my $88. I mean, is that why it's gone up? Because there's now less people in the stock, so the stocks have gone up. That's disgusting. That's Dave Mitchery literally robbing my account. It's now worth $160. It would be if I had it, and it's gone. Well, sounds to me a buyout happened, and it is a 100-to-1 split. I'm on free trade. I would expect my stocks to be there. That's what we're seeing here right now. Put in a sell order, click sell all shares, sell at market. I bet it goes through. There's no sell. I can't click sell. Buy order. There's no sell. I can't do if I show you on the screen, Martyn Eraser is saying put in a sell order, click sell all shares, sell at market. I bet it goes through. There's no sell. There is no sell. I have no option to sell. Let me look. No. Let me look on my Roth IRA. No, I can only buy. I can't sell. There's nothing I can do. What's Stephen's saying? Stephen's saying you have to have 100 shares to have one share. So I couldn't have 0.8 of a share. And there's no way I can do that. Correct, Stephen. Martin, I had 466 at 57 cents. 3 RSP down to 4 shares yesterday, now gobbled up. An emerging electric vehicle manufacturer announced today that it will affect a 1 to 100 reverse stock. Yes, we know about that. We know about the reverse split. There it is on my page. We know about that. However, my $80 that was left, which should be worth 160 now, has gone to zero. The company hasn't been delisted, and yet my money's gone. So Dave Mitchery has just stolen my money. You get the cash. You get the cash later. If you have less than 100 shares, you lose out. Can't have less than one share. Stephen Lewandowski saying you get the cash later. What do you mean I get the cash later? You mean it will just be deposited into my account? That it was worth at the time, or what? I only bought 20's worth and sold them for 18 at opening bell on 212. So there you go. You were able to sell yours. You only had 20 worth. Oh yeah, but you had probably more. Yeah, you had more than 100 shares though. Perhaps, I don't know. Many exchanges have stopped selling the stock. Mullen is gone. from my brokerage. You get a cash settlement later. Ah, okay. The fractional share of Mullen might have went into your settlement fund. Okay, it hasn't told me that though. Check your brokerage transaction history. I've looked there and I haven't seen that. Technically, you still own 0.88 of a share, but Robinhood will give you the money eventually. Thank you. That's what Grippy's saying. Okay. No fractional shares will be issued in connection with the reverse stock split. So in other words, if you add less because it's gone down and down and down, you lose everything. Well, that's why it's gone up. That's disgusting. Anyway, I think we've established Mullen is saying, I'm going to get nothing. Well, they would do because they are absolute robbers and they've taken all the money from everybody. Some of you are saying it's going to be deposited to me later because it's been delisted. But the point is, it hasn't been delisted. It's had a reverse split. So it still exists. It's still on the portfolio. It's still on the brokerage account. I don't understand. I'm unsure of what's going to happen. Buckaroony says, Martin on free trade, I purchased Mullen at $9 and let me sell at 16. Look in history. I've looked in history. So there we go. We're making a video now. So what do you think? Have you lost all your money with Mullen today? Has it been a complete scam? Well, I've been reporting it's a scam for months. Didn't expect though to wake up and find I can't even sell what I have, even though the stock is still there. I am very unsure of what's going on here. Anyway, leave me your thoughts below and we'll update you later. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. All right. I'm looking in history. This is unbelievable. It's trading. The stock is trading, and yet I can't do anything with it. I mean, that's not right. That don't sound right at all. Okay, I've got an announcement from Robinhood. Today, Mullen performed a 1 for 100 reverse split. A reverse split results in fewer outstanding shares with a proportionally higher market value per share, but does not change the total value of those shares. As a result, your total value in Mullen did not change due to the reverse split. Since you held 88 shares, you now hold 0 shares. Mullen is also rounding up fractional shares, so you will receive 1 additional share in 1 to 2 days. Any pending orders? There you go. There you go. There is the answer. Mullen, update. Mullen, here's the answer. Plus, update. There you go. There's no issue here with Mullen. Right, let me give you the answer. Mullen investors, I now have the answer. Were you robbed this morning with Mullen? I'm now going to share with you what's just happened. Some moments ago, here is the information. Mullen, we know, did a reverse split. 1 for 100 reverse split. A reverse split results in fewer outstanding shares with proportionally higher market value per share, but does not change the total value of those shares. I had 88 shares before this. As a result, your total value in Mullen did not change due to the reverse split. So whatever you had before in value, you had afterwards. Okay? Very important. Because I only had 88 shares, I have less than 1. You now hold 0 shares. I now hold 0 shares. However, I've not lost my money. Let me just scroll this up. I can do it here. Since you held 88 shares, you now hold 0 shares. Mullen is also rounding up fractional shares, so you will receive 1 additional share in 1 to 2 days. Any pending orders to buy or sell Mullen were cancelled due to its corporate action. So in 1 to 2 days, I will have have my one share. So to be absolutely clear, there's no doubt about it whatsoever. You've just heard it there from Robinhood. In 1 day, 1 or 2 days, I will have one share of Mullen. One share of Mullen is now worth $16. So that's what I will have. Okay, so there's your answer. I will have one share of Mullen. It's worth now $16, and it will be there in my account. So I just wanted to update you with that. One share is now worth $16, and I will have $16. I will have one share, which, of course, within a couple of days' time, it'll be available. Everybody will have it. Everybody will dump it, and it'll go down. It'll go to zero anyway. It's only going up now because people are buying it. They can't sell it. Everyone on Robinhood is waiting if they are below that one share. So I will have $16. I actually lost $800 on Mullen, but there's your answer. Okay, there you go. Just wanted to come back and update you with exactly what's happening with Mullen. We said it was a scam stock. It is a scam stock. It's awful, but you haven't lost your money on Robinhood if you had below 100 shares. Flipping heck. Anyway, till next time, take care of yourselves and each other. All right. Okay. There you go. Church, you just said it as well. All fractional shares. We're rounding up the nearest whole share. Just wait. There you go. No Mullen, no cry. Love it. Company's equity. There you go. The last show we talk about Mullen. Getting emotional. Yeah. My broke history shows 4 shares close at 0. Position isn't even there. Well, that's what's going to happen. It's going to come back. I had the same issue with Sono. Sono is stuck and I cannot sell or buy. Been that way for months. It's happened maybe 5 times to me in 3 years. All Moonbag stocks. Told you. So I was right, says Churchy. Ed Spitzer. I am into that stock. It's a mess. He didn't lose his share, Church. No. I have Weeble. I just bought one to see if I could sell it, and I did sell it. Alexis. There you go. Alex, sorry. They gave him 1 share, and it wasn't even worth the investment. There you go. There you go. Tech, he lost money. Well, yes, he's not in profit. I'm certainly not in profit. I bought $800 worth. He's not getting any of the return. That's happening right now. If he had 100 shares, he would be up. That was the value of the share yesterday, Martin. Yes. I had 88 shares. Oh, of course, that was oh, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Oh, right, yes. I bought them at low last night, just checked in my history, sold 3.8 this morning for 21, so made $1, made £1 in 2 days. In 2 days, it will be 0. Yes, it will. Yes, I was the one promoting Mullen WSB just now, Church. There you go. I'm so glad I dodged this train wreck. Agreed, Weeble is much safer platform for new investors. All right, we're all done. We're all done. Okay. Unbelievable. I ain't got a clue. It is what it is. All right, let's end this show. I've got to do David Burrow's video. Now you know why I'm against fractional shares. Yeah, I get it. That kind of makes sense. You learn every day, right? You learn every day. This is just going to trade out now, isn't it? That's all that's going to happen here. Look at Mullen. It's crazy, isn't it? Anyway, whatever. I'm done with it. That's it. I've got to get off. Got videos to get out. I will see you back for the closing bell. I've got David's video to do. I've got my space reaction video to do. Lots of stuff to do before 2 o'clock. All right, guys. I'm just going to get straight off. We haven't got time. I have to roll the credits, though, because I've got some super chats today. Let's roll the credits. Let's have a quick look. Here we go. Shidoot dat doobie, shidoot deet doobie doo. Subscribers, Nazari Fadash. That's just the public subscribers. Damon Brooks, thank you. Super chats, Jose Quintana and David Burrows. Thank you very much indeed for your support today on the show. It's been a good day. Let's get Mullen off the screen. I'm sick of Dave Mitchery. Go to prison. We've robbed people so many times. I wish I'd never got involved in it. Anyway, you learn. Great show, Martin. Thanks. See you this afternoon. Thanks, John. See you back this afternoon. Indeed. That's it. Let's get out of here. Let's get... see, everything's looking good. My overall balance is up. The... there you go. 70,300. We're doing really great. We're not at all-time highs, but we're pretty good. Have a great day all. Our portfolio is solid. Portfolio is absolutely rock solid. I'm glad I'm out of Mullen then. We can finally get rid of it, right? Anyway, I'll wait 2 days. I'll see what happens. I'll report back on that. But that's it from me. Thanks ever so much, everyone, for joining me. That's it. Let me clear the credits out. Thanks to all of you that gave me a super chat today. That was very kind of you. Let me end the credits there for a minute. There we go. All right. Martin, I sent £2 for the fuel cell review. Thanks. Oh, did you? I didn't see that. Where was that? When was that? You did? Was that a super thanks? That's not in the live chat. That is recent events. That will be. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. That'll be a super thanks under the video. Yes, it doesn't show as a live super chat, but it will show as a super thanks. Thank you very much indeed. I will see that under one of my videos. If I go to the comments page, I will see. There it is. Quick. There it is. There's your super thanks. There it is. Thank you ever so much indeed. See you back this afternoon. I appreciate that. And you're very welcome. Take care of yourselves and each other. I'm glad you got to see that. Brilliant. There it is. Bye-bye for now.